Oh, what's up, peeps?
What's happening, beautiful people? How are you weirdos doing?
Oh, me.
This is where you answer and tell us how you're doing.
Yeah, we were just chit chatting. And Lacey, I didn't type that rude ass message. That was John, by the way.
No, it says edgy American, I believe.
I
Yep,
know what it
edgy
says. See,
Americans. It
that's the
says edgy American. Calm down, Lacey. We got 10 minutes.
yeah,
And then I just merely laughed.
yeah. But I think people are starting to realize that we're all sharing the same screen guard because we're all broke. So depending on who gets there first, they can just comment as whoever they want. Yeah. So I went and watched The Machine today, the movie. I was super proud for Bert that somebody was willing to make a movie out of that. And I think they did a good job. I mean, if you're not a Bert Kreischer fan, don't waste your money. But I think they did. What's up, Jim Miller? I think Jim Miller's from Alabama too, John. I think
Oh,
I
yeah. Oh, yeah.
But like I said, if you're a Bert Kreischer fan, you'll love it. If you're not, it's about what you'd expect. It's a movie you'd expect a comedian to make. But I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah. So, I mean, does it follow the story to the T?
Fuck you, John. It
What?
adds to the story.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I'm not giving away anything that you couldn't find out online already. But the point of the matter is he's played himself. He is Bert, and it's 20-something years later, and some mob boss is dying and wants his watch back that Bert stole on the train. So he sends all these people after Bert to try to retrieve his watch, and Bert has to go back to Russia, and shenanigans ensue, just like you'd expect. Pretty funny stuff.
Burnt Chrysler.
Yeah. Now, is it as funny as the first time you heard The Machine? No, because nothing ever will be. It's the greatest story ever told.
Well, I'm just wondering. So, in when he tells it, he was on a school trip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. He was. Yeah, but you had to listen to the whole thing, dude. He was on a school trip because he was in his.
I mean, I've listened to the whole
he was
thing.
in his 5th year of Russian at Florida State and didn't know a word of Russian. And the teacher told him if he went on the trip, he would get a minor. Now, he thought that was a 16-year-old. Come to find out, it wasn't.
No. What's up, budget guy FKT?
What's going on, guys?
Crispy Critter, Mirror Salt. Jeffrey Dawson up in here. Jim Miller said he is from Lee County.
Okay.
Beauregard.
Yeah. But if that movie had sucked, and I knew it sucked, I'd have still went to see it to support Bert Kreischer.
We got a damn new Alabamian member.
Look at there.
Mr. Miller
Jim
himself.
Miller looks a little familiar.
Of Beauregard fame.
He looks like one of the old timers that used to hang out at the strip club.
I mean, it's kind of rude to call our new member old, dude.
I said old timer. What I mean by that is they've been in there a long time.
Didn't you say regulars?
How old they are. That's my Hello Kitty shirt that guy got me.
I did not get you that shirt.
Why did I get so confused about all that? Who ordered the shirt?
Okay, I'm pretty sure Bettina ordered the shirt. I just said in there, I said, can we, like in the group when we were organizing stuff, I said, can we get him a Hello Kitty t-shirt? And then he found that, which was better, and got it.
Oh, okay.
He said he's 67. That's not old.
Nah.
67 years young.
I'll be there before you know it.
What's up, brother Scoot?
I cleaned up my facial hair.
Yeah, you did. Did you shave the old noggin too?
Well, just with clippers. I'm gonna get a hold of it with the Gillette sensor Tuesday night. Be nice and slick.
Slick and sexy.
That's right. That's how the chickies like it. They don't like all that stubble, and I don't either. You shave that monkey, keep shaving it. They get all stubbly.
What are you talking about? Who's got monkeys? They're bringing monkeys to Bladeshow?
There's always monkeys at Bladeshow. How do you think Vince got a ticket?
Fair enough.
So, guys, what I wanted to talk about tonight, it's only 31 of us in here, but that's okay. I wanted to kind of go over.
It's about quality, not quantity.
Yeah. I wanted to go over a little bit, see if you guys had any questions about Bladeshow. I know many of them have already been covered. We're probably going to cover some of them again. But I'm going to give you some advice from my first year and my second year at Bladeshow. Kind of what I learned, how I improved my trip, things I would do differently. Number one, I will say, wear comfortable shoes for sure, because there's a potential for a few miles walked in that weekend, depending on what you plan to do and all that stuff. But wear your most comfortable shoes.
There's not the potential. You're gonna walk a couple
Yeah,
miles.
yeah, you're gonna put some miles on them. So have some good shoes on. The second thing, and I know a lot of people have argued this, but I promise it, guys. I would have equal parts cash as I did on my. Well, this is my plan. All I plan to use my debit card for is Uber, because trust me, I don't care how close to Airbnb you get. When you get there, you're going to end up parked a mile and a half away from where you go in the front door. I'm not going to try to drive even from the Airbnb to the Cobb Galleria and park. I'm just going to Uber there and Uber home. But so I'm going to have my debit card for that. But everything I do inside Bladeshow, cash is just better, because people are not lying. You will struggle to get a cell phone signal inside that building. Sometimes you'll have 5G to be perfect. You take one step, it's gone. So do not depend on a cell signal, and I do not depend on your debit card or the cash machines at Bladeshow, because they run out very quick. I just wouldn't depend on all that. I think you remove a lot of stress from your life. And not only that, this is a topic I want to touch on a little later in the live. If you're a responsible adult, you need to decide what you're comfortable spending at Bladeshow and take that amount of money and leave your credit cards at home, because it's way too tempting. I don't know. Has he ever been here before?
Jack's lungs. What?
Jack's lungs is in our live stream, dude. I am so honored to have the best looking man in the EDC community right here.
You're honored. I'm a little horny.
Yeah, Billy from Apex Alchemy's here, dude. We're drawing in the folks tonight, man.
Like I said, quality, not quantity.
Absolutely. Yeah, but that'd be my number one piece of advice, though. Sure enough, is to I'd have cash. I'd take whatever I'm comfortable spending there, put that in my pocket, and leave everything else at home. Because if you think searching Amazon is tempting, when you're standing there at the table and people that you've just met but you've known for 2 years on net are standing right beside you, watching you look at a knife and tempting you to buy it, you're gonna buy it. So, be strong is what I'm getting at.
Use the force.
Yeah. And unless you're hunting like an Oz or an Arius, I wouldn't buy anything my first trip through the room. You'll kind of get a feel for what's going to be there and what's not. If it's rare and that's what you're looking for, then yeah, go buy it. But number 3 is I don't know that you necessarily need a backpack. I've got one of those over the shoulder man bag tactical purse things I'm going to bring, but I promise you'll get sick of carrying around those little bags they'll give you with the strings on the handle.
What he's saying is bring something to carry shit in.
Yeah. Even if you're not planning on buying anything, because dude, you're probably going to get a t-shirt or two. You're going to get tons of swag, keychains, those luggage tags for the airport. Almost everybody's got something to give away. So I'd bring something to carry all that in. And something that you're not going to set down. That's why I bought the overs. I know of like 3 times last year, and these knives left probably, $2,000 or $3,000 worth of knives in a carry bag. Just left it sitting in front of a table. Me and Kara had to come behind them and get it. So I would recommend taking something you don't have to hold. Some type of bag you can throw over your shoulder that you don't have to hold.
You say we were going to get tons of swags?
Well, I mean, some of us might get tons of swags, but
That's what Bladeshow is all about.
Yeah. And I don't hear any of you fuckers give her a hard time because she gained a little weight. She's still beautiful. And her personality is prettier than most girls you've ever met.
Yeah, she's a gem.
Yeah.
Faux show.
Call it what it is, Shane. It's a merce. You're right, Chris. That's what it is. I mean, at least it's a tactical one. You know, it's in a desert tan and it's got some Molly.
It's got Molly loops and shit.
It's got Molly loops and a little place to put your ranger eyes and all that. Give us shit about all that. But I do like the idea that I ain't got to hold it. You want your hands free. And this might only apply to one, maybe 5 that I know of in the entire building. But every table you go up to, ask the permission to pick the knife up. Because like I said, there's going to be very few that are assholes. There are just, I don't know, 3 or 4 maybe in the whole place that want you to ask first. So,
and just to be on the safe side, you might want to ask before taking any pictures as well, because you'll get accused of stealing.
Nah, fuck that. If that happens to you, come find me. Let me know. We'll make some content, by God.
People will die.
Yeah. We'll make some content off that. But yeah, and every year, I've only been 2 prior years, guys, and both times the EMTs had to come in. Somebody was bleeding profusely, and it's usually because of people handling knives that they're used to handling. It's just they're not used to handling it with people packed in around them. So they'll go to flip it, or the Bladeshow kids are doing crazy shit and people get cut. So what's up, Stevie? Did you go see it? Stevie said he was going to go see the machine. Did you get to go see it? And what did you think?
Tell us what you thought about it.
Yeah. It ain't going to win no awards, guys. Don't get me wrong. It's a movie made by a comedian. And we've all been there. You know, it's that Adam Sandler silly type humor. But I loved it because I love Bert. And I love Bert because Bert is a real motherfucker. Everybody will tell you that Bert is just as comfortable having beers with me and shooting the shit as he is with Dave Chappelle.
Stevie said no, he has not seen it. He is going to be watching it instead of this edgy ass live.
He told me that ahead of time, but I thought he said he was missing the first hour.
I don't blame you, Stevie.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'd rather watch that shit than this.
Yeah. Shane, it's your Jared bug, bro. I don't think so. I am considering getting a new phone before I leave. Just the thing is, mine works fine. It works great, but 3 or 4 times a day, I have to turn it off and turn it back on because it starts acting crazy.
So you're going to get one that doesn't flip open and close?
I don't have you guys have all seen me hold my phone up. It is a Moto from Cricket, but it's not a flip.
It's
I don't know why we're
guys.
still on Cricket Wireless, dude. We qualify for AT&T. We could spend 30 minutes and go down there and swap it over and get better service and probably get some nicer phones. And we just don't have time to do it.
You need to make time, sir.
Yeah, we've been on Cricket, undisturbed service, never been late on a bill because you can't be. Cricket tells you, hey, your phone turns off tomorrow at noon.
Yeah.
But Apex, it's a Moto something from Cricket. I don't remember Moto X or. It's a decent phone. It's just gotten old, and I can be typing, and all of a sudden it'll either hit enter and post half my conversation, or it'll start typing a bunch of jumbled up mess, and then start opening apps. It's a catastrophe sometimes.
It is.
Yeah, that's a good point, 5-door. John, did you run Lacey off being mean to her?
No, because you were the one being mean to her.
Oh, you sent her that last message acting like me, and now she's not here anymore. May hurt her feelings.
Well, I didn't send her any messages except for I just laughed at what you said, which my bad for that.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have laughed at your childishness.
The Moto X, the phone that made cooking egg. Dude, it does get hot. That ain't a joke. You talk on it for more than 10 minutes, and you'll feel it. Your temple will start to burn from that thing touching your face. That phone gets hot. But when I come back from Tulsa, Oklahoma, it was on the entire time because I was using it for my music and for Google Maps, like 12, 14-hour stretches, and it was fucking smoking hot the entire time, but it never messed up.
I've got the same phone as Billy there, and I don't know if he's got the same problem. Mine will get hot as hell too. If I'm using the camera or something outside, dude, that thing will start cooking.
Yeah. She's right. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, Lacey. I'm sorry. That was almost an insult in itself. Yeah. We'd have both been cussed out.
Not me. I didn't do nothing wrong. That was all you.
You know damn well I ain't top all that. Oh yeah, it gets hot as shit. Yeah. No, honestly, that's a fresh bottle. A fresh G2 there. Because I got the I got Sugarfoot. Well, I had. It's been under control for a while, but I don't push my luck.
No, I wouldn't. You can't fuck around with that shit. I wasn't talking shit. That was all Shane.
Yeah, ever since I started taking that kratom, I got very serious about my hydration. So I drink one of these a day with Gatorade in it, and probably 4 of these just with water in it, just to make sure that stuff don't get me dehydrated. Because I don't know if it's true, but one of the things I read said that to make sure you stayed well hydrated when using it, or it could cause kidney issues or something, dehydration issues. I think it was.
Yeah, well, I mean that's true. It'll dry you out. You got to drink lots of water. You sweat a lot more on it. Like it's easier. You get hotter.
What's that? I noticed that. I was out. Of course, the weather yesterday was absolute perfection, man. I mean, perfect. We went to there's Mrs. Apex, that girl. We went to Oak Mountain State Park yesterday.
Had a little walk, did a little hiking.
Yeah, did a little hiking, just walking around the lake. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was nice here yesterday and today.
Yeah, I kept noticing people riding around on those electric mountain bikes. And then one guy passed me, and he was slightly larger than me, so I stopped it because I've been interested in it for like 6 months, but I've always wondered how they would perform with somebody my size on it. So he was larger than me, so I stopped him, and he said the one he was on would run top speed was 27 miles an hour. Said he had no issues with it pulling him uphill. That's without him helping at all, no pedaling at all. But I was thinking, that my biggest issue is I'm afraid to walk a long distance, because when my issues come on, I just kind of shut down. And so there I'd be stuck a mile from home and maybe have to call somebody to come get me. Where with that, I could pedal till I got tired or too tired and then use the electric motor. But then I found out, then he was explaining to me that he just rented it at Rent-A-Center. Pays like $20 a week. And so I talked to more and more people, and nearly everybody up there were on electric mountain bikes, and they almost all of them rented them from Rent-A-Center. So that's something I'm going to look into tomorrow morning. I'd really like to get into that. Not like off-road mountain biking, but she went to get a rake, but she didn't say she's coming back. Billy, I feel pretty comfortable she's coming back. Now, she might beat your ass with that rake when she gets back, but she's coming back.
Well, according to her, she has heard all this BS before.
Yeah. You can kind of tell their chemistry. They figured it out. I feel like, I could be wrong, but I feel like they've got it all figured out, man.
It seems like it.
Yeah, they seem like they get along really well. They've learned how to put up with each other's bullshit. that let's face it, that is the key to a good relationship, figuring out how to put up with each other's bullshit.
Well, the first key is figuring out if the bullshit's worth putting up with in the first place.
Well, yeah. You have to limit it. That's for sure. Yeah. I still haven't got an answer, John. No communication. No answer on what to do with this.
Oh.
Think about donating to charity. She figures some stuff out. I have 9 more years. I don't know what that I don't know what 9 more years means, but I'll take your word for it. Oh. Any of you guys looking
What's up, Josh Branson?
For new knife content that typically talks a lot more about knives than we do, go over and check out Apex Alchemy. They're good folks, especially if you enjoy good down home country southern talk. Good place to be.
Oh, Neil McKenzie's walking along on a 25-minute walk home from work listening to us.
That's right. You ought to be able to do about a mile and about a mile and a half. At least a mile and a quarter that time.
What are you going on about, dude?
Who?
You.
What do you mean?
Why are you judging his distance?
I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. It's a 3-minute mile. So if he's walking
3-minute mile, that son of a bitch is cooking, dude. Holy shit.
You walk 3 miles an hour.
That's an Olympic walker.
You walk 3 miles an hour. So that should take me about 80 minutes. So yeah, about an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes. Yeah. But after my heart surgery, the first time I went to the track and walked, I walked 3 miles. It took me 2 hours and 45 minutes. And within 2 months, I had it down to about 50 minutes. What's up, Ian? How you doing, buddy?
I won't be hard to find you.
I won't be hard to find. I'd really like to find out though if there's a shirt rule inside the Galleria. If you have to have a shirt on in there.
You taking that bastard off?
I'd really like to.
I bet you would.
But I don't want to get kicked out of Bladeshow either.
Well, I mean, I don't think it'd be a permanent, but I feel like at the very most they'd be like, "Sir, put your shirt on." They'd be like, "Come on now, dumbass."
Yeah, but also too, dude. How much actual shenanigans do you see that goes on in there? I don't want to be the first guy that calls shenanigans. I mean, other than Silver Steel Steve with his "fuck Spyderco" t-shirt on.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Just make sure I'm there to catch it on video.
Right. And how are we going to do next week's live? Are we even going to attempt it?
I mean, we can
because Bladeshow will be over. But are you heading back Sunday evening or Monday morning? I don't know.
Probably Monday morning. I don't have to be back to work till Tuesday, so
yeah.
I don't know.
I would think we would be able to get together somewhere at one of the two houses, whoever's got good Wi-Fi or whatever.
Yeah. Hey, Dopey's got a point. If we all take our shirts off, they can't kick us all out.
That's true. That's true. There's power in numbers.
Yes,
I wasn't convinced of that until you guys remember a few years ago when the BLM took about 20 armed officers down there and tried to take that guy's ranch. And all those militia dudes showed up. There's about 150 of them on the other side of the highway pointing guns back. That was the greatest day in American history to me because you know what the U.S. government did? They put their shit in their car and went home. I was like, we can't kill all of them.
Mm-mm.
Of course, they did end up killing a guy. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they killed him up in Washington. And I watched that video, dude. That was a travesty.
Yeah.
That dude got out of the car, ran a few steps in the woods, and that dude, first of all, the guy that came out of the woods, how did he know they was going to stop there? He was in the woods. He just ran out of the woods and boom. I wish I could remember that guy's name. I know it if I heard it. But yeah, dude, that's right up there along with that.
Scott, I do plan on getting some footage and doing a little Kung Fu theater video. Hopefully, I want to get some more footage just because the more footage you have, the better it is just to edit all together. And
I got a chest rig to mount my phone on.
Oh, yeah?
So I can just walk around with it on.
I got a gimbal, but that's just, I don't know, man. It's so...
I don't think I'm going to be able to wear it all day either. Billy, I appreciate that, man. I never asked for likes or subscriptions, and maybe I should. Because I've noticed, man, I've got way more friends than I do likes on my videos. The like count on all my videos they're pretty sad.
What's up, brother Ryan? Good to see you, man. Yeah. Are you going to be at Bladeshow this year? Seems logical. Is he? Hell yeah, dude. Finally get to meet him.
Yeah. He did his first. I think his first was he went to New York Custom Knife Shows. That was close for him. So I think he caught the bug a little bit.
Well, that's good.
I'll follow the peer pressure, though, seems logical. You ain't got to buy all that bullshit. You don't need all them knives.
I'd like to meet up with him and find a kukri somewhere and get his take on it.
Oh, he's gonna see some cookies.
Oh
There's
yeah.
some cookies in there. We don't like all the video shamers. Be honest with you, Dopey, I don't like all my videos either, and I don't blame people for not watching. I've got really good friends in the room right here, right now, that have got videos up that I haven't watched. I can only consume so much knife content. Yeah. Love, I don't know your whole backstory. I just know that you got to go to New York Custom Knife Show. You met some content creators and stuff there, and I know you've always been the kukri guy, but that's about it. About all I know. Kyle, have you been mean to Ian?
Kyle's mean to everybody.
Kyle's the most lovable asshole I know, though.
He is.
You guys
I wish that son of a bitch was coming.
Yeah.
Looking forward to kicking it with old Dopey.
Ian, if you can't find Cole, just go to the middle of the floor, get down on your hands and knees, and you'll probably look him right in the eye.
Oh shit. The Alchemies are coming, or Apexes, the Billy and Courtney's are
They're
coming?
not far away. They're Tennessee.
Oh hell yeah. That's what's up. Party at the Doubletree.
Kyle, yeah. Steph said Kyle's not mean to her. Give it time, Steph.
Yeah.
You're still fairly new.
Give him about 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's been a little sweet because he just got to know you, but give him a little time. He'll drop one on you sooner or later.
Well, I mean, he does always comment about how artsy it got in here.
Yeah.
When she shows up.
Yeah, this thing, you're right. They killed him in Oregon. You guys want to be pissed off? Look that shit up on YouTube. Watch that video, man. That was complete. And I'm a Law and Order kind of guy. I really am. But they flat out murdered that dude. Anyway, we'll get off the political subjects. I do want to start another channel about that because I love talking about that stuff, man. And I'm one of the few people that can talk about it without getting mad if you don't agree with me. You know, we can just talk. But...
You believe in civil discourse?
Huh?
Hmm?
They're using big words on me. Civil discourse. What's that mean? What's up, Brasherberry?
Calm, getting along, talking.
Yeah, I can talk about anything.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. For hours.
Yeah. I've learned, too, that the more people are actually willing to talk, especially without an audience, the more you realize, man, that we're 99% on the same, on the same mind wave. There's just it's just those little things that the media is so good at trying to drive between us. It's horrible.
But, yeah, fuck the media. I ain't a big fan of them.
Yeah. Everybody in here, I bet I could find a topic that they don't agree with me on. I'm a conservative that thinks healthcare should be free. How often do you find one of those? I think we have plenty of money to do that. We just waste it
on silly shit.
Yeah. I was voting Republican years ago when I felt like marijuana should be decriminalized or legal. Not many Republicans will say that. I'm a Republican and I don't give a shit who you lay down in bed with at night. Ain't none of my business. I don't care.
I don't claim a side. I live and let live is my philosophy.
That could change 4 years from now. I only say that because I typically agree with that side's way of typically agree with them fiscally or financially. Yeah. As far as all the beliefs and shit you're supposed to have to go along with it. Oh.
I'm a dopey.
Yeah. Cheeto Band-Aid, you don't need my financial advice. I bought a Kirby vacuum cleaner one time. Tell you how dumb I am.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Pocket Metal's a real good example. There's things that me and Pocket Metal absolutely disagree on, but I can hear his side not be mad at him. I understand people have grown up in different situations and people have different beliefs, man. That's just what it is.
True story.
No
Old
reason to hate
Cletus
each
up in the
other over it.
house.
Yeah. I got to see a picture of one of Cletus's kids, man. That kid is adorable, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is absolutely adorable.
Well, I mean, Cletus
He
is
reminds me
adorable.
of
What do
a
you
kid.
expect?
He reminds me of a kid I've seen on movies back in the day. I'm thinking maybe it was. I could be wrong. I'd have to go back and look. But I was thinking it's Elliot from E.T. that he kind of reminds me of. But Cletus's kid's younger. But yeah, it's something about him definitely reminds me of a TV or movie star from like the 80s. Yeah, Dopey, me too, dude. I whichever candidate runs anti-slip joint, that's who I'm voting for. Whoever comes out and says all knives must have a locking mechanism, I'm voting for that guy. Yeah.
What's up, Randy? And your WSG?
Randy's came on the scene pretty big, pretty quick, hadn't he? He got him a channel that's growing. I didn't know who Randy's WSG was probably 2 months ago. But I am still seeking help. Oh, I didn't mention it to you yet, John. I am still seeking help getting information on a couple of pocket knives. My mother-in-law gave her son her dad's pocket knife. And she said she remembered him carrying that pocket knife since she was a small child. So she knows back to the 60s. But it's a Boker USA. It says Boker USA on it. And it's got the tree. And what looks like, I'm thinking that's Westinghouse micarta. Now, the micarta is cracked in a couple of different spots. But
it looks kind of like amber jig bone to me, or
it might be.
amber bone. It just looks like a little Boker Barlow.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that kind. This side looks a little better. I do like how you notice where they sanded the scale, and they actually sanded into the pivot.
Well, that's because they're hafted.
Oh, they're what?
They're hafted.
Oh, what's that mean? Hafted.
No, they put the shit together and then.
Okay, yeah,
right, yeah.
But it's cool because I mean it's not like it's not like that brass pin protrudes right or anything. It's sanded smooth with it. That's bone. Okay. Like I said, they don't have any interest in selling them. She was just trying to get an idea for, was it his dad's pocket watch? That's entirely possible.
I highly doubt it since it's a knife.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sawbone Boker Barlow. I mean, are they worth anything? I mean, like I said, they're not going to sell it. But I know the pin blade on it is about half as thick as it was. Well, looking at the Ricasso, from the Ricasso to the plunge, it's pretty wide. There's a wide gap there, like that thing's been sharpened 1,000 times. I wish I could remember the name of the place, dude. There's a historical hotel in downtown Anniston, Alabama. They do like real expensive, like they'll do wedding receptions and stuff like that there. But the man that carried that pocket knife built that place. It's got a historical marker out in front of it. Or maybe he gutted it and remodeled it. I ain't positive about that.
Yeah, Ian, that's your knife content for the night. We are done with that shit. No more.
Yeah, that little flat spot where they usually stamp, like where they stamp Spider Cove, Golden, Colorado, that's the Ricasso. And then that part where, they've ground into it, it turns into blade.
Shane.
They'll swoop it. That's the plunge. What?
Shane, do you have a knife? You could just show him.
Oh, this isn't doing it for you?
No.
This isn't explaining anything to you.
We're visual learners.
Yeah. So, this flat spot right here behind the thumb stud, that's the Ricasso. Right here where it kind of meets the scale. And then the plunge is that grind line. Hard to see on this one because it's coated. But I tried to teach y'all something about plunges the other day. You can literally look at a knife even on the internet. This one would be hard to do a lot of times and tell if the edge geometry is going to be any good by how deep that plunge goes. Like I said, I would never badmouth this company because I love them to death. I honestly do. But look how shallow. I don't have it here. They're all over there. If you look at how shallow the plunge, how shallow the grind is on a TRM, you can tell that it didn't hardly remove any metal. So even though it's a thin blade stock, it's actually not very thin geometry.
That's not a TRM.
No, but that's better than a TRM. You see how deep that gets?
It does.
Yeah.
It gets deep.
Yeah, look at your TRM, dude. You can't even snag your nail on it. It's just barely any material removed. Yeah. It's in about this far, then up. You just do like this. Well, girls I know,
that's where the Ricasso
girls
is.
I know, it's do like this.
That's how you find the Ricasso?
The G spot. That's what Scott M was talking about.
You talking about G Bizzle's live streams?
Never mind.
You got to do all that to find his live stream. That's
T-Rex
that's what I was wondering, Kyle. You said fixed blades are good to learn anatomy with.
I don't even want to hear Ian teach anatomy on a fixed blade. This is the shaft. This is yeah. If girls had a Ricasso, we wouldn't be able to find it anyway.
And it'd probably have some stupid brand name stamped on it or something.
Yeah.
Maybe the blade steel.
It'd be very well hidden. We wouldn't understand it at all.
It might even almost be a myth.
Yeah. I've been trying out a new wallet.
Oh my God.
What?
The fact that you have a mother-in-law is what's truly
I've had several mother-in-laws. What are you talking about? She's the first one. Probably won't be the
Damn,
last.
Mark Ridgewell coming in guns hot, dude.
Swinging with both hands on that.
Ruthless bastard. Shane's like, he don't even know me like that. You about to catch these hands, bro.
Oh, that's funny. Scott N said Ricasso is the guy I got a set of hubcaps off of his autos. Welcome to Boston.
He sold me an open pack of cigarettes too for half price.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Damn, dude.
Cheese on my pizza. Courtney knows I ain't wrong. She laughed. It ain't our fault they hid that some bitch like that. Like I think I'll put it right up here, right where things don't reach anyway.
Put that sumbitch in a hoodie and cinch the damn drawstrings
Who's
on
that
it
comedian
too.
was talking about assholes here a while back? Talking about, God never intended us to play with that thing. It's like, that's why you hit it back there in the back. So y'all wouldn't fuck with it.
But y'all had to go, and I couldn't leave it
About, had you been here for my family lineage video? It was, I think, was that my birthday video? Which one it was I did that on?
Yeah, that was your birthday. You gave us the history of Shane on
Missy
your birthday.
Is my half sister. We share a biological mother. Then I also have a sister from the family that I was adopted into. So she's my actual sister. And then I had 2 or 3 stepsisters as well.
Damn, look who I summoned.
And brothers everywhere. Half brothers, step brothers, brothers-in-law. I really only have one real brother though. I didn't grow up with him. Courtney said it's not that hidden. We could be guilty of just ignoring it too for our own pleasure, but whatever. Shane V spelunking. Oh, hey, Courtney, there's your answer right there. Dopey hit it. If you can't see it from the outside, it's hidden. Just get a tattoo pointing at it or something.
Neon sign with a flashing arrow.
Talking about, I don't have a clue what you're talking about. I mean, I do, but we're not going to get into that. That girl was not any kin to me, nor was she my stepsister at the time. I mean,
In the beginning.
Right.
Right. You don't play innocent, dude.
Don't try to drag information out of me that I'm not willing to share. I was
I'm
trying to
not.
talk about my EDC wallet that Patina Turner bought for me.
Well, let's take a look at it. What you
Hang on, let
talking?
me go get it. I wasn't planning on talking about it.
Then you're
But I
not
do want to
prepared.
talk about it. I want to talk about why.
Wait, how are you trying to
like
talk about something if you're not prepared to talk about it?
It's laying right over in my pants. You know I
Well,
ain't got no pants on.
go get the son of a bitch. Stand up, slow, move off camera. Okay. True story, G Bizzle, in and up.
And for those of y'all who don't believe I don't wear pants during a live stream,
Oh my God.
there's them sexy undies right there, son. John, don't act like you didn't want to see that.
All right, sorry, man.
It's them fancy man panties. I won't ever wear cotton down there again. I apologize. I don't remember the name of this company. Patina, tell them the name of this company. But this is the wallet that Patina Turner bought me. And
Is that Das? No,
it's got something to do.
Not.
It's got some like ocean name or something.
Das something.
Patina Turner, what is it? This is G-string going backwards. All right, Patina, no more joking. What kind of wallet was this? Was this got a paddle? Open Sea, that sounds right. But anyway, let me tell you why I like it. I wasn't sure.
Open Sea. Everybody says Open Sea.
Yeah, Open Sea leather. I wasn't sure about it looking at it because it just seems very.
Yeah, that's it. Das Affinamir. Boom.
Yeah,
I was right.
In all honesty, it seemed like something that a sixth grade kid in shop can make, and they probably could because it's just a fold. They just folded it a couple times and stitched it. But what I really like is you got that pouch for your cash. As you can see, I have none at the moment. But yeah, I'm horrible showing things on screen.
I'm kind of jealous.
You put your cash in that pouch, and then because of the way it's folded, you've got this section right here. You can put some of your cards in here, and then because of this fold, let me take my driver's license out.
They're saying it's the Das Affinamir Open Sea gun deck. I've been lusting over that bastard for years.
Because of this fold, you can stick your driver's license in that one. And this flap I wasn't very sure about, but you tuck the flap in and it's all concealed in a nice little package right there, man. And I'm really digging it. It's grown on me very much. I've got my Lancelot leather wallet. I like it too. But I think the way they folded the leather, at first I thought, well, that's kind of a cheap way to do it. So they could have removed all that, made it more simplistic. But the folds make for pretty secure, pretty secure little pockets.
Randy's saying you doxed yourself, which makes sense. I mean, you dox everybody else, might as well dox yourself.
Yeah,
I need to get up with Cletus and find out because which I hadn't checked in a while, but back when I first ran across those, they were damn impossible to get. But I definitely want to get one.
Yeah.
Jacob said that's not the gun deck. Think it's the word I can't pronounce.
Patina could tell you. But in all honesty, the reason why I switched to this one full time from my Lancelot leather, because I plan on using both, but I washed my Lancelot leather wallet the first week I had it. And like an idiot, it didn't hurt it, but I didn't know it's made all in one piece, so there's less stitching. Well, then I think it's lifetime by a veteran. Yeah, that's awesome. But I didn't know what to do after I washed it. I just threw it back in my pocket. I didn't realize I should have put it in the sun with some cards in it and kind of let it shrink back. So it didn't. And now the straps that typically hold my cards in on it have gotten really floppy and loose.
Yeah.
So I've re-wet it and I put some my old driver's license stuff in. I've got it sitting in the sun. That gave me the opportunity to carry this more. The more I carry it, the more I like it.
Patina's right. That is the top sider because the gun deck, I think, is turned horizontal.
Yeah.
Like instead of being like this.
I don't know what they cost, and I don't have a link, guys. I'm sorry. I just I was thinking about it today when I took it out of my pocket, realizing how much I'd been carrying it, how much I was enjoying it. So yeah, Bladeshow tips, what we come up with: wear comfortable shoes, bring all the cash you want to spend, and nothing else.
Bring a fanny pack.
Fanny pack, a small backpack, over the shoulder,
and you might want to
man purse, whatever you want to call it. But
you might want to bring some bottles of water or snacks and stuff, because food is not cheap there.
No, it's not. Food's
like
not.
Even the simplest of stuff is not cheap.
Yeah, and don't eat in that restaurant inside the Galleria. Now
go to Dale or Murph's. Go to Murph's.
Yeah, Murph's is good. It's like Applebee's pricing, but that little semi-fancy looking restaurant right by the pit, I don't regret going there at all because I got to eat. But that was the first time I, had met John. But I got to eat with John and brother Jason Brown, Jason Bird, OCD 3DC, Javon. There's several of us that sat down and ate together, and I enjoyed that. But the food was not very good.
No, and it was way overpriced.
Yeah, so Murph's, lunch you can get out of there on a $20 bill, with the tip. But yeah, and there's also a lot of people were really fond of I think there's like a gourmet ramen place.
Yeah, the noodle place downstairs. Yeah. That place is good, dude.
I'm not big on ramen, so I'm not paying for it outside.
But that's not really. It's more. Well, I didn't go last year. I went the first year I went, and it wasn't so much ramen. It was just you pack a bowl full of noodles and meat and vegetables, and they stir fry it for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is my biggest point, though. If you've got an Airbnb 10, 15 minutes from the place, I would not drive to the Cobb Galleria. I mean, it's city traffic, so you have to deal with that, but it's not horrible. But finding a parking place, and then if you're not one of the first ones to get there, you're going to end up a mile and a half from the Galleria anyway, and you won't know it. But if you don't have the knowledge of exactly where you at when you park, you may be on the back side of it. So that adds, what, John, a 3/4 of a mile if you have to walk around it. So I'm just saying, man, especially if you guys who are sharing a place, I would Uber there, probably eat lunch at Murph's or something like that. But what I'm getting at is by the time you drive there and then do all that walking and you had to pay $15-$20 to park, you were better off just getting an Uber. So I wouldn't drive there.
The parking garage right behind the Galleria is $10 a day. And it's right. I mean, you walk across 2 parking lots.
But you can't leave it there overnight. I asked.
Yeah, you can. I did.
Well, I asked and they said I couldn't. But Dopey,
I did, and it only charged me for 1 day.
Unless Vince passes out, you're probably not going to get much chance to use those because
and I'm cool with bareback. So
yeah, the male to female ratio there is about like it is on my channel. There might be 2 females to every 100. So probably not going to need it unless you plan on going down to Peachtree Street, and then I'd bring a whole pack, wear 4 or 5 of them at a time. But that's really all I've got. And this is another thing. I know guys that have got maps drawn out and all that stuff. That's fine. But I don't think I could enjoy myself if I was that serious about it.
No, it's best to just wander.
Yeah, just meander around, dude. You're going to run into people, and you're probably going to walk back the way you just came from and not even realize it. What I'm getting at, unless there's a particular thing you have to be there early to buy, man, I just enjoy myself. Just stroll. And I hope you get to have the same experience I did. I hope you walk into the small room and think, man, this is great. And then find out there's a whole other big room.
Yeah.
Because there are 2 rooms, and both of them, either one of them is a big knife show. But the big room's just a little more elaborate.
The big room's all the big companies. The small rooms.
Well, there's some small companies in there too, but they're just those little 4-bay tables.
The small rooms all just smaller companies.
Yeah, like we and Microtech and Medford. Medford's got the footprint of a small house, so does Microtech. There's a few big ones out there in the middle, and then I would I like to just try to get my trip around the building out of the way. If you're looking for me to collect stickers on, if you can't find me on the floor, I'm usually pretty easy to find at the top of the escalator. There's maybe 12, 14 chairs right there around a couple of tables. That's usually where I go to hang out when I'm not walking. So, because I can't stand on that floor all day.
Kyle, you
One other word of
do something
advice.
else.
If you are planning on meeting your favorite YouTube celebrity, and I'm not one, so I'm not talking about me, on seeing your favorite YouTube celebrity there, and you have it in your mind that you're going to be able to hang out with them all day and follow them around and go have lunch with them, go have dinner with them, the odds of that happening are very, very slim. Let me tell you why. A lot of those guys want to hang out with each other. So when they get ready to go eat dinner, you're going to have a lot of content creators get together, and they all know that if that group is 14, 18 people, they're not going to be able to get a table. I'm only saying this because feelings have been hurt in the past couple of years. I just wouldn't bank on me and that guy are going to hang out all day. Now, you can hang out with me all day if you want to. There's certain people you're not going to hang out with them all day. There's certain people who are going to hurt your feelings. You're going to think they're rude. I'm just going to call one of them by name. But Jared Neve never stops. He never stops moving, guys.
No.
And he's told everybody, hey, come up and speak to me. Come up and introduce yourself. And that's fine, but be prepared to do that while you're moving.
Right. And if you walk up to him and introduce yourself and he says, I'm going this way, go with him that way. Right. He's not saying I'm going over here to not talk to you. He's saying I'm going over here. If you want to talk, follow with me.
His mind and his feet work 1,000 miles an hour. And and eventually you're going to get pushed out of the group because other people are going to come up. Like I said, that's not going to happen with me. But, some of those guys, and you got 250,000 subscribers or 50,000 subscribers. You got a bunch of people that want to come up and meet you and get your picture taken. You're not going to be able to they're not going to hold your hand and pal around with you all day. It's not going to happen. Yeah.
Well, that's sweet, Lacey.
Yeah. Even I, and I have personal conversations with a lot of these people outside of YouTube. Like when I met Jody, I just went up and, made sure he knew who I was. He shook his hand and, I took a couple of minutes of his time and I moved on because it can get, not for me, but I've seen those guys, it can get a little overwhelming, that so many people come up and want to talk and hang out. And like I said, dude, they're trying to record content. And then when Jared went on his shopping spree, it was even worse. Dude, he knew what tables he was going to. He had certain knives to buy. He walked off and left Kara. I walk around with Kara most of the day.
He's a methodical bastard.
Yeah.
Some bitch is on point.
Right. So, I'm not defending anybody. I'm not trying to convince you to like or dislike anybody. I'm just saying that, some of these guys are in this for a living and they have a job to do while they're there. So, don't try to take up too much of their time. And if they walk off and leave you, they're not being rude. It's just part of it.
Well, glad you made it home safe, Neil McKenzie. Can you verify how many miles it was? Because Shane screwed us all up trying to figure out the distance you were traveling.
Look at Stevie. I'm going to big time Jared and pretend I don't know who he is. Even Stevie, when I met Stevie last year, I come up, put my arm around him and said hey to him and let him go on about his mystic adventure that he was on. That'd be different this year, but yeah.
Javon said he's going to warn us now. He's a hugger. I won't hug you. I'll jump in your damn arms. You get asked Jeremy, old freak show.
Yeah.
I was like, hold me.
I am definitely looking forward to it, though, dude. I'm getting up sometime fairly early Wednesday morning and heading to Atlanta to pick old brother Stevie up from the airport. But I really ain't that concerned about. The only table I know I'm going to for a fact, there's O'Neill's right there. Look there. Look at that. He said, well, I'm already ahead of you. Who the hell is Stevie? Jared, I didn't mean to be speaking your business, man. I was just trying to warn people because I know a couple folks last year kind of got their feelings hurt. Maybe got the impression that you weren't as nice as they thought you were. And for me trying to follow you around Bladeshow, I felt like I was speaking from experience. So yeah, I'm stoked to meet Iggy too, Stevie. 100%. Yeah. There's probably more people in the chat that I'm looking forward to meeting than you know. Oh, I was just explaining to them how, um, some of the bigger channels, that do this for a job, kind of have an agenda while they're there, and was trying to let them know, that you guys kind of move fast and have things planned that you're going to go do. So I think last year some folks thought they were going to, people were all going to meet up at Bladeshow in a little group and hang out together all day and go eat together, and it didn't work out that way, and some people got their feelings hurt. So I was just trying to explain that ahead of time. Yeah, Jared did. Jared was lurking and wasn't going to say a word till Stevie opened his mouth. That's so good. That's awesome.
And thank you for hanging out with us, Jared.
I mean, as glorious as it is that Patina's got another little boy on the way, that's awesome. But I sure am disappointed I ain't going to get to meet him this year.
Yeah, I am too, 100%.
Yeah. There's
and just know that goes for all of y'all. Like, we love the damn chance to meet every damn single one of you.
Yeah.
Because that's just a cool moment when you see that person face to face and they're like, I'm Ian Coates, and you're like, I mean, it's like it's cool as shit.
I think I'll recognize Ian. I've seen his picture on his emojis sometimes. Jared, I also, before it gets back around to you, I was talking shit about carrying a bag that you don't have to hold. And I may have even called you out on how many times you left your very valuable backpack sitting at tables because you walked off and left it. So luckily, Kara was constantly on the lookout. She's like, "Is that Jared's bag?"
Yeah, there's another disappointment. Oh, Greg ain't going to be there.
Yeah. How much bigger can it get? Is my question. It's literally going to get to a point we are at that you're not going to get. You're probably not going to handle every knife you wanted to handle. You're definitely not going to handle every knife there. I feel like it's going to get to a point where it gets so big that it's going to even get hard to meet everybody you want to meet. In all honesty, because I promise you guys, there are going to be people you think you're going to recognize that you're not in real life. John, I knew who John was as soon as I laid eyes on him. I knew who Jason Brown was. But, yeah, you're right, Jerry. I remember you were carrying gear. Kara was carrying gear. Lee was carrying gear. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good reason to follow Jared. You could sell him back his bag or his knives every couple of trips around the room. Oh, wait. Yeah. Cobb Center contacted me, told me I'm not invited. They don't think my ego would fit. It probably won't. I don't think you'd find a place to park it.
Hey, Kyle, you misspelled dick.
Yeah. Well, Ian, I don't think you'll be disappointed either, man. Cole's very friendly in person. He's also on the move in there. Cole, I know last year he did. I'm sure this year he plans on getting a ton of content, so he'll be filming a lot. But you'll get it. So I'm getting at. You'll get an opportunity to introduce yourself and meet, and maybe get a picture, whatever you want to do with any of them.
Oh yeah.
I just want to make sure everybody knows. There's a group of us who are all in contact every day about what we're going to do at Bladeshow, and there'll be times that I don't know where John is. There'll be times I don't know where Stevie's at. It's just not possible to group a bunch of people together and expect them to play together.
What ends up happening is like it organically just like mixes and mingle. You'll be with these 4 people, and then 10 minutes later you look up and you're with 3 of those people and 2 different people, and then next time you look up, I mean, it just constantly changes.
Yeah,
which was that was the fun part of it. You've always got a group around you, and it's just always different people.
And if you don't, give it 90 seconds.
Yeah.
So just walk in a straight line for a few minutes. You'll run across somebody you recognize. Yeah. Who's at table 5? I don't know. I don't look at the map. Like I said, the only thing I know I can tell you for sure, when you walk in the door, Hender's going to be on your left. I think Bench Maid's just down just a little bit on your right. Protex right in there close somewhere too. Past that, I know when I walk in the door, if I go straight up about 5 or 6 rows and make a right, American Blade Works should be right there somewhere. But, and for those of you who weren't here, haven't heard, Michael Martin has donated some stuff from American Blade Works. I know at the very least, he's donated a Model 1 for my giveaway. So like I said, just come up to me. We got them finished up tonight. I've got 200 numbered stickers. I'll have more stickers than that, but I only have 200 numbered stickers. I didn't want to make it too impossible to win. So you have a 1 in 200 chance. Come up to me. If at all possible, let me film a short pocket check. That would be great. If you don't want to do that, I'm not requiring it, but get one of those numbered stickers. Hang on to it. I'm going to try Saturday night. If for those of you who have been, if we're in the pit and there's no service and I can't do it, then I just can't do it. I may have to wait till Sunday night when we're back at the house or something. I have Wi-Fi, but I'm going to do a drawing, and that number is going to win an American Blade Works Model 1 and possibly, some swag. So, yeah. We all thought it was a woman's name.
I think Patina knows the name of the restaurant because he said it before. It's like a Miss Miriam's,
Yeah, I think I can remember the female's name.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Patina's mentioned it.
And like I said, right around noon, those restaurants in the Galleria are going to be packed with waiting lines. So, it might be worth it to catch an Uber. You don't want to go get your car out of the parking lot. You got to pay again. Or, take a short walk to, something outside the Galleria. But
I mean, if you're not a health nut, the best bet would just be pick up some shit from a gas station, put it in your little backpack, and eat on that.
And you've got time, guys. If you go on Amazon right now, I hate promoting that stuff, but I think it's about $16, $17 is what I paid. It's a cheap little tactical looking over the shoulder bag. You can fit a bottle of water in it. I didn't bring any snacks or anything, but they I ate at the Murph for lunch, but I think the longest we waited to get in Murph's was maybe 10 minutes. And Murph's is owned by Dale Murphy.
Yeah.
That was cool to me because my grandmother was in love with Dale Murphy. So
I used to pass his house every day on the way to middle school.
Yeah. They got decent food. And if you want to drink, Jared, do you remember? I know you got a shot at the Freeman booth. They were handing out shots, but Mary Max. Yeah. Do you remember? Do you remember if there were any like mixed drinks vendors on the floor? I know there were beer vendors like one on each side of the building, but I pre-warn y'all, Dan bought me a beer and it was maybe 5 degrees below room temperature.
Yeah. And probably like $8.
Yeah.
If not more.
Yeah. They weren't like baseball game prices, but they were elevated.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't remember if there were. It seemed like I kind of remember like bartender looking like they were dressed like bartenders, but I don't remember if they had mixed drinks because I didn't drink any.
I feel like because they're at those little podium looking things inside the actual rooms.
Yeah.
I think there might have been one that had mixed drinks, but I'm not.
A lot of people don't know this, but literally my doctor told me if I'd caught a cold at Bladeshow last year, it would have killed me. My immune system was so depleted from that blood infection. I wasn't completely healed yet, but I wasn't going to miss it for the world. So I went, but I did a lot of sitting. I bet you I didn't walk around the floor. I bet I didn't do it 4 times, like all the way around.
Right.
Probably didn't do it but about 4 times in 2 days. And I only went to the small room twice. So hopefully I get a little more floor time in this year. Yeah. That's a good point, Dopey. Yeah. And, if you bring a bag, you could always, you ain't going to get a 750 in it, but you could always get a smaller bottle in there.
It's not technically legal, but
actually, well, for those who don't know, it's technically legal for me to even take this with me. You're not supposed to cross state lines with any alcohol.
Right.
Because it's got that state's tax stamp.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. You can go to jail for carrying. You go to jail. Technically, it's illegal to transport a pack of cigarettes out of the county limits because that pack of cigarettes is taxed in that county. Now, they're not going to put you in jail for taking a pack, but they passed that law because of people hauling pickup truck loads of cigarettes from one county to another.
Yeah, the South's got all them damn ABC laws.
Yeah. Jared, I don't know that I disagree with you on this, but I think looking at it from a slightly different perspective, there's some really cool stuff in the small room, but there's a lot of stuff in makers you've never heard of. But I think it opens an opportunity to see something really cool and meet a maker who next year everybody might be trying to get stuff from. Like Tactical Ted was in the small room last year. He's disappeared since, but you're right. The majority of the popular well-made stuff is in the big room, and it's a lot more like custom, smaller mom and pop shop stuff in the small room. So, some people are way more up for the small room stuff.
I've got to ask this question: How often does your mom fly with Shine?
Yeah,
Cletus, is that a regular thing with her?
Yeah,
because if so, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, Billy said you're allowed to carry 2 cartons across state line now. Okay, I guess they've changed that, but because that was a big deal on the cruise ships. You go on a cruise, you buy a carton of Marlboros for like $15, but you can only bring like 2 of them.
What's up, Winnie? Good to see you, brother.
She tries every time. But that sounds like I want to meet your mom, dude. She sounds cool. She's trying to haul moonshine on the. Well, you can't take any liquid on an airplane now.
She gave birth to Cletus, so she's got to be cool.
The woman birthed a legend.
She did. A myth, even.
Well, yeah, maybe we won't have a hard time finding Buffalo Trace in Atlanta. There's an asshole around here right now that figured out the delivery day, and he goes to all the ABC stores and buys it all up for $27 a bottle.
Damn, dude, you froze quick as hell. Sound went out and everything. You look kind of scared a little bit. Can you show us on the doll where the mean man is touching you?
Am I back?
You're back.
All right. Yes, maybe we'll be able to find a bottle of Buffalo Trace in Atlanta. You can find it all day in Louisiana for like $22 a bottle.
Oh, you'll find, dude, Buffalo Trace. You'll find that in Atlanta.
It's just right here in my town right now. That guy's got a monopoly on it. He's buying it all up and selling it for $90.
Winchester, it's not actually a Hello Kitty T-shirt. It's a Hello Titty T-shirt.
Well, I didn't even realize we've been sitting here talking to Jared. Are we talking to Jared?
I'm pretty sure it's Kara. That's what I was about to ask you earlier.
That was you, and I was addressing you as Jared. I apologize, but I'm sure you're used to it by now.
I was about to ask you earlier, are we sure who exactly we're talking to? Because I felt like it was Kara.
Yeah. And for those of you who've never met Kara Neve, she is absolutely 100% who you think she is. She is awesome.
Oh,
she's
yeah.
Lovely. She's energetic. She's super friendly. So, yeah. If you're not looking forward to
it's Jared. It's fucking Jared.
I'm going to say, if you're not looking forward to meeting Kara as much as Jared, you will be by the time you leave. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both outstanding individuals.
Yeah.
Cool motherfuckers for sure.
I was shocked when I went outside the pit at how many of our content creators smoke. I wasn't prepared for that.
Which I was still smoking
when I first
at that time.
met Christina, she was standing outside smoking. I just didn't picture Christina as a smoker.
Christina.
Women carry knives.
Christine.
Oh, Christine, I'm sorry.
You added an extra syllable.
Yeah. I figured you forgot about it because she ain't doing content anymore. Look at that. Billy said he can get Buffalo Trace for $18.95 a bottle in Tennessee.
Damn.
Well, Billy, I bought this because I couldn't get any. And I wasn't sure. I probably should have got some Elijah Craig. And I drank on some of this the other night. And honestly, on the tongue, like when you first sip it, it's every bit as smooth as Buffalo Trace. But it is a little harsher right in the back of your throat. Every time you swallow it, it burns, where Buffalo Trace don't do that to me. But so I'm kind of hunting something to have on hand for when I don't have any Buffalo Trace. I got a half a bottle at Meatheads right now. I could go get, but yeah.
I did a little chain smoking with Sinister as well because I was still smoking back then.
Dude, I got really lucky on that. I was super dizzy and sick, and I just didn't feel like walking. And I sat down in like the lobby at the pit You remember the lobby out there at the front doors? And Sinister came up and sat down beside me. I probably got to talk to that guy for an hour or more. Just me and him. That was cool.
Did y'all talk about the knife he was designing
We did.
at all? Yeah, I hate that he disappeared, man. I wanted to see the how that turned out.
I haven't pried, man. He's got something going on. It's really shook his life up. I don't know what it is, but I'm not going to ask if he don't want to tell. But he's trying to get through it. So,
well, hopefully he gets through it. Do you know if he's the potential for him to be at Bladeshow is there, or probably not?
Pretty sure I asked him. Pretty sure I did ask him, and he said he wasn't going to make it this year. So I don't know if it's job related, or I know he posted a picture of his wife recently, so I guess they're still together. But I'm just not sure. It did scare me though, because he posted a picture of her with a puppy. So I'm really hoping nothing happened to that dog of his, man, because that dog was like,
it really was. I was about to say that, but hopefully it works out for him.
Yeah, I check in on him every now and then, man, and make sure he's. Why is he not coming up in my Instagram now? There it is, Stephen Duke.
Stevie's come a long way, baby. Smoking them Virginia Slims.
Okay, yeah. So it says he's got a new job, so maybe that's what it was.
Well, Bettina, we don't want to hear about the plans of you meeting people because we don't get to meet you. So,
hey, look at this elusive creature that nobody has seen in months.
Is that Lindy?
Either that or a lookalike.
What's up, Lindy Lou? Is that a new post?
I ain't bad-mouthing Lindy at all. So if she ever watches or hears, I don't want her to take this the wrong way. But it legit hurts my feelings every time Cole and Richie and Brian do their little podcast. And Lindy's just sitting back there in the background. She doesn't even acknowledge us, man. Hurts my feelings.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's good to see her. I was a little, kind of worried about her. I'm glad she's doing all right.
She's always sitting in the background doing something with her hair. Brushing it or putting it in a ponytail or whatever.
That was a good. It was nice to meet them. That was really cool.
Oh, I scared the shit out of her.
Did you?
Yeah, because I didn't think about the fact that she wouldn't know who I was. I just walked up, 250 pounds and
grabbed her in a bear hug.
Lindy's about this big. That's Lindy. Yeah, I just walked up and hugged her up. I'd already committed. I couldn't stop. And as I'm going in to grab her, I see her eyes get all. She was cool with it afterwards. But make sure if you ever run across Lindy, introduce yourself first.
I feel like they should have it. Are they going to have a table this year?
I don't know. I hadn't heard.
I need to message them.
I heard
see what's up.
Nothing from Knife Modders anymore. I don't know. Paul Mall.
All right. Well, I gotta go pee.
Do you? You're just gonna leave me here by myself?
I mean, for long enough for me to pee. Is that okay?
I guess I can handle it.
You're gonna be okay. Yeah. It's okay. Just
Pinky.
Yeah. Find your happy place.
That's about how big Lindy is. She's probably 5 foot tall, 85 pounds. She's a little bitty thing. Winchester, I don't blame you. But I didn't realize, too, that she had just walked in the door. So it was like she arrives at Bladeshow, walks through the doors, and boom, there I am. I snatched her up. So. Ian, I think it's got something to do. I know they're extremely busy. And I haven't heard this out of their mouth, so I can't say for sure. But somebody told me there was some online drama. Somebody was not very nice to Lindy. And I think she just, I think she just distanced herself for a little while. I know there was some drama, people accusing her of copying the Steingraber shark with her knife. And, I saw the message where Alex had told her, that he didn't feel like it was exactly the same. He had no issue with it. So I don't know, though. But I think some other people, not Alex, surprisingly, because Alex can be an asshole. But I say that. I don't know if any of you guys noticed, but I commented on a pic of his here a while back. and was, just going on about how good his work is. And he responded with, thanks, I appreciate that, but apparently not everybody thinks so. And I knew what he was talking about, but and I don't know if he knows that I made a video calling him an unhinged cunt, but because I believe he is. But that takes nothing away from the man's craft. He makes absolutely excellent knives. And I'm sure if people watch or hear that, they're going to stop before they get the rest of it. I only made that point to make the point of, well, let's just assume that Alex Steingraber is an asshole all the time. Does that mean we don't buy from him? If so, if we're going to not buy from a person just because we don't like their personality, then why are we buying so many Chinese knives when we know for a fact that those people want to see us die? And we're financing their agenda to make that happen. So anyway, I'm sure he won't see that part. If anybody shows it to him, he'll just see the part where I talk shit about his personality. But I've never talked shit about his craft.
Who are you talking shit about, dude?
Alex Steingraber.
Damn, what'd he do to you?
He didn't do anything to me.
Well, then why talk shit about him?
He was just shitty to Brian. And, and I know a lot of people say, well, Brian creates drama, blah, blah, blah. But, yes, I don't know what the bacon swag thing is.
I don't either. That's odd because I remember Bacon Swag because he was a big supporter of Ray's, and I remember seeing it every time I'd see his name. I'd always immediately think Bacon Swaggle for some reason. The F would just disappear. So I don't know what that's about either. Hopefully everything's all right. If you want to fill us in, Ryan, feel free.
I mean, it's the same story as, we want to, half the community hates Greg Medford because of his politics. Yet by Chinese knives and their politics, there's no argument. It's a proven fact. They will kill you for being homosexual. They'll kill you for being a religion that they don't approve. How do we cancel Greg Medford for his politics and for his sarcastic mouth, and yet kiss Crazy K's ass over on bees and buy all their knives? I don't get it. And I'm not telling you not to buy them. I'm just saying, how can we be that two-faced? Back to regular programming.
Veer back away from the politics.
Yeah. That's not politics, though, man. It's just people.
Well, I mean, it is. It is.
We haven't had any donations, have we? I ain't had to take the shirt off yet.
No, you hadn't. No. What are you?
I'm pretty
dude, don't fish for donations.
I'm not. I wasn't fishing. I was making sure we didn't have one and I missed it.
Okay. It's almost like you were.
Because there's a box up here that says starred one. I don't know what that means. Oh, Jim Miller being a new member. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's jacked up.
Yeah.
Bacon Swag, Florida called Lindy a drug addict because he disagreed with her mod pricing. Didn't even touch his knife yet. That's fucked up. Fuck that guy. That's all I got to say.
Fuck him.
Yeah. Don't talk shit about Lindy. She's a good lady.
They don't. I was talking about the politics, not the people. I feel bad for those people too. I mean,
the Chinese government wants us dead, not the Chinese people.
Yeah, I ain't anything against Chinese people. Yeah, I mean, there's been many countries we've invaded because of how the people were treated that weren't treated any worse than the Chinese citizens are.
Yeah, that's 100%
I don't take that
true.
From the news. I take that from Mootsai Fame, my friend right here in Gadsden. That I don't get my information from reporters or media. I get it from people who've lived it.
Look there, Johnny Cheese is in the house. I haven't seen old Johnny Queso in a minute, but that's 100% true, Winchester. And when we say the Chinese, we're talking about the government, not the people. Like 100%.
And I think that's what Greg did. He did a very poor job of separating that with the T-shirt. His intention.
Yeah, his delivery was for shit.
Were towards the CCP, but it was received.
Yeah.
And but in all honesty, you're responsible for how something is received as well. You know, you're partially responsible for how it's perceived. So I don't have issue with anybody hating what he did or even hating him. I just don't understand how you can hate him anyway.
Well, I mean, I think just basically the characterization on the T-shirt was in poor taste,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
says some things
He
that's
went
in poor
about it.
taste. His intentions are good, but
I'm
his,
surprised I haven't heard anything about his last little live rant. I'm surprised that didn't blow up and create a bunch of controversy. But I mean, he worded it so that it really can't. Yeah, everybody knows he was being sarcastic. He was pretty much welcoming the LGBTQ community to purchase his knives and talking about making a super gay Praetorian in honor of those people. I'm just shocked that people haven't been outraged by it. But if you type it on paper, what he said, it was very welcoming. So, yeah.
well, he has kind of an abrasive personality. So,
Who?
Greg.
Oh, of course he does.
So
I
it
don't
kind
agree
of
with everything Greg says either, or everything he does.
yeah.
I just don't. I'm not going to cancel one
No.
without canceling everybody else that does crappy stuff. My only drug problem is when I run out. W, you know that conversation you and I had. We're going to look back on that years from now and laugh. I mean, it's funny now, but it's going to get well, you know, I guess it depends on how you look at it, but I think CPM's donut version of it, or Pop version,
that was rad.
Is absolutely beautiful. Dude, he sent me
Yes.
that picture months ago, what he was planning on doing, and told me not to share it. But yeah, that's funny, folks.
That's what I say, Pat, and which I just put it: live and let live. Do your thing. Let everybody do their thing. Unless if they're not hurting you or anybody else, more power to them.
Yeah. As God knows, it wouldn't be hard to show some of my content to people. It wouldn't be hard to gather up a small crowd of people of people that were offended by it. I know that. You know, if people take anything I say on here super seriously, there's something wrong with them anyway.
Yeah.
That's funny you bring that up, U-Ball, because he wasn't the first I found. LTK, I think, was the first when I was in Budget Knives. Him and Patty. Patty sent me down the Ganzo rabbit hole. I bought all those knives too. Still own some of them. But yeah, you probably find a whole pasture full of cows that don't like me. But when I started getting into slightly better than budget knives, if I was interested in something, I don't feel like anybody did a better job of telling me what I needed to know about a knife than Slicey Dicey did. Now, I didn't get involved in his Discord, in his community. I sure didn't watch his live streams. That was a fucking snooze fest, dude. I've never made it more than 10 minutes through one of his live streams.
Well,
but
his live streams were all about...
a great knife reviewer. Outside of that, say what you want, but he was a great knife reviewer.
His live streams were all about the money. He wouldn't acknowledge you unless you donated or...
Yeah. And you know what? I'm not mad at him anymore. I mean, I don't even know that he made up for all of it, but you know, it is what it is. I don't wish any bad things on the man at this point.
No, I never hated him or was. I mean, I was mad at him just because how like if you watch that video that Zach put out, he hurt Zach big time, and Zach's
absolutely
sweetheart.
Zach's feelings were legit hurt, and
yeah,
to be honest, that multiplied how mad I was.
Yeah, that's what did it for me. Up until then,
the same situation with Monster Racing. I was mad, and then after that phone call with Jason Brown, I was violently mad.
Yeah,
you know, but you know, but I still, you know, I don't wish any ill will towards them. I feel like people need to know what happened, and you know, if he wanted to make content right now, I mean, not that I could, but I wouldn't say anything. He can make all the content he wants. If people want to watch it, that's fine. I just think it would be a bad idea to have business dealings with him.
Yeah. And I honestly
But
don't
we live in a
think he
world
said.
governed by fucking crooks, so
I don't think. I don't think he set out to screw anybody. I think he just got in over his head.
I think he got in over his head, but I also think he got a
Well,
little bit of a complex
yeah,
and thought
he got
it'll be okay.
entitled.
Yeah. Anytime, let me tell you guys this. I've given this piece of advice to many employees that worked underneath me. And I've told them anytime you're in a situation and your answer is it'll be okay, it fucking won't.
Yeah.
Back up, because once you get to the point where you tell yourself it'll be okay, you're gonna fucking hurt somebody or something's gonna go horrifically wrong. It's never gonna be okay if you had to convince yourself of it. And I think that's what he did. It's not, he was like, it can wait. It'll be okay. I can ship that later. I can do, and yeah, it all snowballed and got ahead of him.
Actually, Maddie, his proper title is Sex Chester General.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what you're talking about there, but I try not to bring that subject up too much because I don't think that guy's done anything horrifically wrong to hurt folks. I can just only listen to so many lies and dishonesties before I'm done, and I'm done. So, I don't know how many of y'all caught that light before I had Instagram take it down, where he was talking about fags and queers, but yeah, that's my fault. I reported that and had it taken down. So, G-Ball, I was there that night too. Like I said, I don't want to get too deep into that, dude, because the last thing I want is for that dude to go on a woe is me, y'all were being mean to me fucking crusade. So, well, Stevie, that wasn't a strip club. That actually pertained to my years in the auto mechanic business. Like when a guy would be tightening a bolt down, knowing it's cross-threaded, and just thinking, it'll be okay. If I can just get it to the bottom out of it. No, it won't, man. That's somebody's property you're destroying. But I'm sure it could apply to the strip club in some. Well, never mind. Yeah, you're 100% right. It definitely could apply. Yeah.
The girl gave me a rusty rough rider once.
Yeah, like when a guy offers an extra 50 to not wear a condom, it's not going to be okay. So
yeah, but on that note, Dopey, extra 50, you don't have to bring condoms.
I think Pocket Metal and I should go before Congress, because I think if there's two people who agree on less things than we do, and probably even get a little mad at each other here and there every now and then, but we manage to work it out and get over it and bond over other things, I think we're pretty fine examples of that. I mean, mine and his relationship started very rocky.
Wait, you and who?
Me and Pocket Metal.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. If him never did, shame on him. If he didn't, oh well. I'll give. Yeah, I mean that's fine. And it wasn't that he was. I guess I should explain myself here, because it wasn't that he was bashing those people or that community. He was just using those terms in a negative way. And I'm 52, dude, and I've had a hard time learning what's okay and what's not nowadays, because I thought you had to just outright be bashing somebody in order for things to not be okay. But then, I've learned that just using certain words in a negative manner is not okay either. And that's what he was doing. He wasn't speaking poorly about gays. He was just using it as a negative term towards people.
Right. Which is not okay.
Yeah.
But
I do have a whole other side to that too, though. I feel like as men, we'd all be better off if we just didn't let shit like that bother us. If black people had gotten over the N-word years ago, it would have went away by now. I can't imagine letting something like that affect me that bad. But I'm a fucking, I'm a white trash hick from Alabama, so maybe I'm just used to it.
Yeah. And I get it because that word has never been used, but anything. It's never been used for anything but a derogatory manner.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, I
I
agree. I
mean,
just feel like if you know, if you quit letting it bother you, then it doesn't have any power anymore, and people would just leave it alone.
yeah. I mean, and that's true, but I guess bottom line is just it's best not just say some shit that's going to hurt somebody's feelings.
Right.
Just don't just do away with it. Don't even say it.
Dude, I've said shit that I've had to, but I've never said anything to meaningly hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just trying to be funny, you
Oh
know.
yeah. If you can ask our mutual friend, I'd say some stupid shit
Yeah,
99% of the time,
yeah.
and don't mean it in any way
We
hurtful. But
currently married to a extremely liberal minded female has really opened my eyes to a lot of things. Now, I mean, you guys know it's just legal, but you know, she's still my friend. But
you ain't
you
got
know,
to
we we,
explain.
we, we don't agree on we don't align on hardly anything like that. But it's we have very meaningful conversations to kind of enlighten one another on where each of us are coming from. You know, and it's absolutely mind blowing to me. I only realized this a couple of years ago. My brother and my uncle were literally just at war with one another. It was getting to a point where I was feeling hate between them over their political stuff. And Nirvana, I told him, I feel like if you guys switched phones for a day, you would understand why this is happening. Just because my brother's phone, when you open any social media that he was signed up for, it was just it was just extreme right wing stuff just bombarding him all day. He was just in this echo chamber of right wing thoughts. And then my uncle, Facebook and whatever, is just another echo chamber of all these left wing thoughts. And neither one of them had the facts. The truth lied somewhere in the middle of all that. But it's just weird how even with family, it can drive a wedge like that, man.
And Ryan, like one of the great things about the knife community is for the most part, 99.9% of us can take a damn joke. There's a lot of shit talking that goes on in the knife community. It's taken, very, very well. Because I
If you'd
mean,
seen the conversation that Patina Turner and I had a couple of nights ago, and you showed that to the majority of the population, um, in this instance, this is the first time, but in this instance, you'd think Patina Turner is a horrible human being for the things that he said to me. That I was literally in pain, like my rib cage had shook violently so hard from laughing at him. That's how we bond.
yeah,
Me and Stevie poke at each other. That's all Friday Night Said Faction is, man. There's 40 guys in there just ripping each other for 3 hours, and
I
it's
mean,
an absolute blast.
yeah, I mean, that's what we do is talk shit to each other.
Yeah,
It,
Kyle, I wish I ain't gonna share it because I learned my lesson about that. I don't share Instagram, private Instagram, but you would have been proud, dude. Patina was on fire. I kind of started it. I laid out the kindling and all that, and Patina just ran up, fucking poured gas on it, dude. It was great. It was absolutely what I needed at the moment, dude. It was awesome. Yeah,
basically the knife community, a meme for the knife community is just somebody running up talking about, oh, is that a wound? Let me pour some salt on it.
exactly. Yeah, you don't get. But on the other hand, when people are truly down,
You got your
truly need
back.
a hand,
We got their back,
right? I don't know
100%.
how many of y'all know this, but I had a. If I tried to tell a story, it wouldn't make any sense because it was all kind of ridiculous. But it was about a year ago. I had a damn mental breakdown, man. I'd done something that was kind of wrong, I guess. I got called out on it, and dude, it really sent me into a downward spiral. All it did was it was just the last straw in a certain timeline of depression that I hadn't dealt with, and when that happened, it was just at the time it was more than I could handle, and I went into said faction Discord, and I didn't type it all out. I didn't woe is me. I was just like, guys, I need somebody to talk to, man. and I was flooded, just flooded with people, reaching out, make sure I was okay. So, that's the great thing about this community. We'll poke fun at you, we'll rip you every chance we get, but when one of our people are down, man, people do a great job. ProX called me on the phone, John.
Yeah.
I don't know. People don't understand how big a deal that is.
Huge.
Yeah.
I've only communicated
The
with
man
him through
literally, I could hear
emails.
his voice shaking. He was so anxious because he was forced to be on the phone that it nearly sent him into as big a spiral as I was in. But I'll forever love that man for overcoming that kind of hurdle to reach out and help me. So,
Dude, no, Winnie hit the nail on the fucking head right there.
yeah.
You got to have some
Yeah,
tact
that's coming
when you're
from
amongst the general public.
Yeah, and that's coming from the king of the offensive text.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm sure there's been people in people's lives before that read shit Winchester's typed and left and never came back because of it.
I've heard
But that's
bald-headed
okay.
people doing a live stream get really angry at Winchester for joking around. But I mean, I'm not anybody in particular, but
I lost so much respect that day. I can't watch it anymore.
No.
I literally cannot watch that guy anymore. Winchester stripped him of his manhood
by joking.
Yeah, just with a simple joke. Dude, yeah, we can't go any further.
No.
That spreads around. It's going to hurt people's feelings. But that was Winchester. Yeah. You were not in the wrong, buddy.
No, sir.
A lot of people don't remember
100% you were not.
A lot of people don't remember the fact that you went back and tried to apologize and you felt horrible that you hurt his feelings. Let me tell you something, dude. A grown-ass man that let that hurt his feelings is not a grown-ass man.
No. And Winchester, one of my favorite fucking people. I love that son of a bitch. I've never even seen him, met him, nothing. But he has brightened my day on many occasions just reading his comments in a damn live stream chat. So thank you for that, Winchester. You are the dude.
Yeah. Ian, we love you too, buddy. I'm sure you know that by now, or at least I hope. But yeah. Shane once called me at 3 a.m., not because I was in a bad place, just to chat. But I enjoyed the conversation, even if I need to sleep. I called you at 3 a.m. because you'd kept me up till 3 a.m., Dopey. You left that part out. You left out the part that you had kept me up till then. So I called you to try to get it over, within 15 minutes instead of another 2.5 hours of texting.
And Ian, just because Shane didn't include me in that, I love you too, brother.
Yeah. I wasn't going to speak for you.
Well, you can speak for me.
Okay.
In certain instances.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just reading that too. I'm assuming he's talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
A few minutes ago.
Yeah.
I don't know how necessary it is to say or type disclaimers for our content, but I'm sure you guys are aware. I don't run around town sticking my tongue up every girl I meet's butthole. Now, do I like to joke about that kind of stuff? Absolutely, I do, because it's funny.
Yes.
But, yeah.
I mean, that's the whole point of it.
When it comes to serious things like, real information, not opinions, but real informations about knives or real information about my military service or things like that, I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah.
Except that G-Balls guy. Fuck that dude. Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't even know what started this feud between Dopey and G-Ball, but boy, they go at each other. That's another thing, dude. I mean, Dopey, you couldn't have done that to just anybody. The fact that G-Ball takes it and throws it right back at you, and in all honesty, I was never harsh towards G-Ball, but I've kind of followed suit with you now. I love picking at him. But if I pick at you, you can know that means you in my. I might not be in yours, but you're in my circle. If I'm
I'm the same way, dude. If I'm not picking on you or joking with you, I probably don't like you.
Well, it don't mean I don't like you. It just means
we hadn't
got close enough yet.
Yeah. And the harder
Maybe
I
I didn't
pick with
say
you, and
that.
the more shit I talk to you, the more I like you.
I didn't say that. I just said, I'm just saying, I don't do that all day, every day to just everybody.
Just the special ones on
Yeah.
certain days is what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh, G-Ball is slowly typing a reply, dopey. Tap, tap. Dude, that was, and it wasn't even a joke, dude. Honest to God, me and Stevie were just talking about how proud we were of G-Ball, you know, how fast his channel was growing. And I'm on the phone with him. He was like, I was like, dude, I mean, you know, he's got a lot of content and, you know, he's constantly getting knives in. I was like, but I got to be honest, dude. He talks a little slow for me. And Stevie's like, oh, you don't watch it on 1.5? And I was like, oh, he's like, go to your settings. And typically, I mean, you can do that to any video, but it works perfectly on his because now when you watch his old videos, you think that he slowed it down to 0.5 because at 1.5, it is absolutely perfect. Yeah. Well, Pocket Mo, you're close to right. Everybody with a credit card anyway. But my one buddy's Korean. Who did online gaming? His response is great, dude. I was raised. Yeah.
It's cute when you read it out loud, dude.
Yeah.
You just kind of.
Well, there's
Hey,
it's funny to me
McDonald's, buddy.
because, you know, and once again, not to generalize an entire culture, but every Asian friend I have, and I have several, all talk about that, about how you cannot please their parents. It doesn't matter if you graduate top of your class at MIT and get the highest paid job in your class. They're like, but why haven't you been to the moon? You know, why can't you fix global warming? You know, they all talk about that. How, but I understand it. It's that, you know, that's how they try to motivate their children, and that's why they, you know, typically in the educational sector do better than the rest of us do because their parents aren't stuck on their tablets watching Instagram. They're raising their kids and making sure they're doing right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Asian parents are the ones that train U.S. military drill sergeants.
Yeah, yeah. I'll never forget that, dude. I had my very first. Yeah.
Fucking dopey, dude.
I wish I could get Mootsai to come on here because Mootsai is he's Korean. I don't really understand it. So if you ask him what nationality is, he says he's Korean. But his family is all from China, and they literally snuck out of China into Korea in order to be able to come to the United States. So he still has family in China that he talks to, and that's my inside link. He actually has family that works in the Chinese knife factory. That's why I let Kevin run his mouth and run his mouth and run his mouth and say all the stuff that he thinks he knows. And when he finally backs me in the corner, I hit him with information that I know is fact. Trust me, I will never argue with anybody about anything if I haven't already researched it and don't already know I'm right. And only waiting to embarrass you with the proof. That was the greatest night of my life, though, dude. That was so good that night. Stevie knows what I'm talking about. Dude, I shut the whole fucking chat group down. And I didn't go in there with the intention to do it. I was like, y'all talk all you want. When you back me in this corner and I hit you with the facts, you're gonna look stupid. And they did.
Speaking of you being the cause of things, can we speak on the fact that apparently you're the reason there's changing tables in the men's restrooms in Walmart?
Yes. Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
When my second daughter was born, Shelby, I never went anywhere without her. And so Shelby and I go to Walmart. She's probably 8 months old. I never put her in a buggy. I just carried her. And we've been in Walmart about 5 minutes, and I smell something.
It was poop.
Yeah. And yeah, I had the damn Winnie the Pooh diaper bag on my arm. I was man enough to rock that shit. I didn't care. So I go to the men's restroom, and there's nowhere to change my child. And I walk out of the men's restroom, open the women's restroom door, yell, make sure there's nobody in there. This is a Walmart. So I walk on in, pop down the Panda. I'm sure you've all seen them, the Panda diaper changing stations. And while I'm doing this, 5 or 6 different women walk in. Apparently, one of them had went and told customer service there was a man in the women's bathroom. But all the other women that came in actually stood there and were very positive about it. They're like, "This is not right. This is not fair. That you have to do this. You're not the only dad that has to go out in public with their child." So when I came out and customer service said something to me about being in the women's restroom, I lost my shit and called Walmart corporate and raised hell. And I got a call back 2 days later. I don't remember the guy's name or his title, informing me that all Walmarts nationwide would be installing diaper changing stations in the men's restroom. And the very first one they were starting with was my hometown Walmart. And 2 days later, there was a diaper changing station in there. So for all you guys who've ever had to change your child in Walmart in the men's restroom on that Panda station, you're welcome.
Thank you, Shane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Shane had a long conversation the other night. You were very talkative the other night.
Yeah.
It was good. It was like old times.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I mean, I'm not afraid to talk about my mental health stuff, but I guess I am manic depressive, but when I come out of a depression and I become manic, you can't shut me up.
No, I'm the same way. I get it. So
yeah,
it was good. It was good to hear you like that.
Yeah, drink water. You're right. I've seen that too, dude. Did you read that, John?
What's that?
On the baby changing the diaper changing tables, it says "Play sacrifice."
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I made a scene out of it, dude. I was an absolute Karen there for about 15, 20 minutes in a packed Walmart. And not only was it packed, it was like, it was the Friday the income tax checks hit. So it was fucking mega. That's why I was in there. I took my income tax money to go, buy household stuff that I hadn't had the money to buy.
Two very, very.
Yeah. Well, no, but that's the case now. But when those things first came out, they had like paper liners. I haven't seen those in forever. It's kind of like the old toilet seat liners, but it was a paper thing you could pull out so that you didn't have to lay your child on the actual plastic.
It's very funny to see two comments come in that are very drug related.
Yeah.
In reference to those tables.
Yeah.
So
that's because you don't have a baby. Dumbass.
Yes, Kyle has babies. He sharpens them.
Yeah. I was also the reason that Express Oil Change had to put a $1 limit on their free dinner giveaways. They used to have like little intercompany competitions, and we were great at those, dude. And we won one by a long shot. It had to do with air conditioning work. I was the best air conditioning tech in the company. So I smoked everybody. And I won myself a few items, but I won my shop a trip to Red Lobster. Free dinner at Red Lobster. So we went. Our manager turned in the ticket. And about 3 days later, there was a memo went out company-wide stating that from this day forward, any dinners that the company was going to pay for had a $30 price. I spent $118 at Red Lobster on myself, so I blew it for everybody else. But I got like the Admiral's Feast and like 3 lobster tails. I ate good.
You have lived life, haven't you, dude?
I have, man. I don't have any regrets, dude. I tell people all the time, they're like, how can one guy have so many stories and them be true? It's just because I've never had any shame or very much responsibility. So I've just constantly put myself in situations that developed into interesting, funny stories. People with common sense wouldn't be in the situations I've been in.
Yep, I'm right there with you.
Yeah. Well, what is this? Tell us something about your recent Rosie question, Brian.
What?
Who's Brian? What Brian's asking about Rosies? I mean, I feel like if you got a Rosie question, you just ask Bettina as many of them as he's had.
He's got 12 or 13. How many?
He threw a couple on the ground, so I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. And yeah, because they mean nothing to him. He's got so many.
Seems logical. I don't know which line of work you're talking about because, dude, I've had a very, very varied employment history. You know, I was in the military, and I was a mechanic, and I was a tattoo artist. For a while, I had a job delivering fresh seafood all over the state. I've done construction work. I was a used car salesman. Then I was a used car recon man. That means is we get cars in that need work, need reconditioning. I'd recondition them in order for sale. I've done a little bit of everything. Worked on a farm.
You were a stripper for a little bit.
Yeah, I bounced at a strip club.
No, you were a stripper for a little bit.
I've been in my underwear on stage.
You took your clothes off.
I didn't take my clothes off. It was my birthday, and the strippers got me up on stage. I took my shirt and pants off, and all of them came up there and danced on me.
Did you get money for it?
Yeah.
You're a stripper.
It was surprising. I mean, it wasn't from the everybody in the room, everybody in the bar came up there and was throwing ones at the stage. And
that's what they do to strippers.
Yeah, they gather them all up and gave them to me.
Yeah, good. Yeah. You give your money to strippers.
Strippers can be fun when they're in a good mood. I mean, they're all party girls. You got to be in that line of work, but they can't get along for more than 2 hours at a time. That's the truth, Wes.
It is.
Like I said, I don't regret a bit of it. The good Lord looks out for idiots because how me and Big Head or me and Jeff Chappell or how we made it through all those moments are beyond me. Always come out the other end in one piece. May have to have some penicillin shots, be broke, but there's worse things in life.
I mean, what's a ER visit copay?
Yeah. Shit, I didn't have health insurance hardly my whole life.
That's why you go to the ER, because you don't have to pay up front. Right. You just don't pay them.
Right. Yeah. How did I get you, Lord Needham? Oh, I bet I know what this story is. I'm going to wait and see if he comments on it again. Shane definitely got me. I did. You're right. If it's what the story I think it is, we'll talk about it right now. So I traded with Lord Needham. Traded him my Medford Smooth Criminal. And he asked me if I had any of the things that came with it. And I told him I didn't. I still, as vividly as I can remember 5 minutes ago, I remember walking up and asking Lindsay if she brought my knife, because I'd already been told that she thought she forgot it and left it in Arizona. So I asked her if she brought my knife, and she did. She opened this drawer that didn't have knives in it. It just had paper and stuff in it, and pulled my knife out in a little plastic baggie. And so when Lord Needham asked if I had the pouch or COA that came with it, I told him no. But I'd have put my hand on the Bible in court and said that. Well, since then, Lord Needham has moved the Smooth Criminal on, and the gentleman that he sold or traded it to contacted me, asked me the same question. Ironically, the day before that, my wife walks in the room and says, "Hey, I just found this stuff. Do you need it?" It's the pouch and COA from my Medford. And it says right there, Smooth Criminal, Bladeshow 2022, everything on it. So Tuesday, because Monday's a holiday, I'm going to mail this off to the guy that Lord Needham traded to. So apologies about that, Lord Needham. I wasn't trying to lead you astray. But I kept telling myself, don't forget to contact Lord Needham, let him know you've got that stuff and send it to him. But before I did, that dude messaged me. I love that dude, man. Oh,
Fuck him. He ain't gonna be a Blade Show.
Going to a bar with Kyle, dude. I can't imagine a scenario where you go into a bar with Kyle and you don't get in a fight. You don't have to fight your way out of that.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's gonna happen. Fight or jail or both. That's what's gonna happen if you go to a bar with Kyle.
Kyle, that is not true. I already explained to y'all how that works.
Never do a knife trade with Shane. They all go to shit.
Pretty much. All that shit talking I've done the last 2 weeks, and there I was.
If t-shirts are involved, you're fucked.
Oh, Lord Needham wasn't talking about that. Well, shit, how did I get you then? I know it wasn't on the value of the trade.
But that was funny too.
Yeah, that was funny too. Yeah. Yeah, I told him I'd ship it to him, and he's already kind of like, hey, you shipped that yet? Hey, you shipped that yet? He doesn't know that I'm a little bit slow on that stuff. I got a package here for patina. I ain't gonna lie, dude. I got down there for a little while, and I wasn't getting out of bed until after the post office was closed.
Oh God!
I ordered for $80. This man only ordered for $80. That shit's yours.
He'll add it to his collection.
Who is he talking about, Brian? Oh,
Brian Needham.
Brian Needham. Okay, my bad. Yeah, you better keep that package. Why? I mean, I feel horrible I ain't mailed it yet. Why are you telling me to keep it? You don't want it? I mean, I know it's a piece of shit, but I was.
Wait, what are you supposed to send him?
In my heart. Kyle give me this. I don't want to talk bad about it because Kyle gave it to me, but to give away. But this Walmart looking fishing outdoors knife, and I thought, man, that'd be perfect for Cletus. I'm so confused. I don't know what Cletus is talking about. I don't know what Brian is talking about. Yeah, I don't know if I could even go back and figure it all out. Seems logical. Oh, yeah. Which line of work were you talking about? Those seems logical. When you talk about Mark Ridgewell, what do you do with Mark Ridgewell? Is that a threat, Brian? Are you threatening me now? Is that what's happening here? Oh, damn, I skipped it. We'll be a Bladeshow next year.
Meet me in the parking lot, Shane.
Yeah. I ain't as good as I once was. If you talking about the Paragon, that's yours. Oh, no, I know the Paragon's mine. I owe you a package for that knife I told you I was going to give you. Anyway. And I haven't sent it yet, so I apologize.
I've got a story or two, but I keep those.
Panic's talent is extracting stories out of me.
Not telling the stories. I've told a few here and there, but what my superpower is dragging those stories out of Shane.
Oh yeah, it seems like yeah. When I was a automotive mechanic, a lot of people got that confused. They would call me talking about their cars running bad. Literally for 10 years, all I specialized in was brakes and anti-lock brake systems and air conditioning. So I never really considered myself a mechanic because a mechanic can fix anything. That's not who I was. Now, there wasn't anything I couldn't fix on an air. I was really good at air conditioning on cars, but I had to call people to come charge my shit from my house. And it's a whole different Freon. It runs on whole different pressures. I didn't know all that. But I actually had I fixed or helped Hawaii Knife and Gear over Instagram video call. I'd have him show me the gauges, and I'd tell him what to do. I was like, "Oh, show me the gauges again. Pour some water on the condenser. Show me the gauges." I had him going about 30 minutes. Yeah, that's the truth. That's why they don't warn you about back when you get old, dude. They don't warn you that taking a shit becomes an issue when you get old. I mean, you spend all your life, it just happens. You feel the urge, you go to the bathroom. They don't tell you at about 50. It's not the same. But you'll go 4 or 5 days without, then all of a sudden feel like you're going to throw up, and then who knows what's going to happen when you sit down.
Then it feels like you're damn shitting a pine cone backwards.
Yeah. It's bad. There's a CPM right there. We
there
were just talking
there
about
he
CPM.
is. We were talking all kinds of shit about you.
Yeah.
And we are definitely degenerates.
Yeah. Well, it's 2 hours have flown by, hasn't it?
Has it been? Shit,
Yeah,
it has been 2 hours. Damn.
You ever come up with any ideas for helping people out for Bladeshow?
I thought we already covered that.
I'm just wondering if
bring a fanny pack.
Yeah, bring it.
Bring
a
fanny
pack or over the shoulder sling is ideal. If not a backpack,
yeah,
you do not want to carry a bag around for 2 days.
Just bring a fanny pack. That's it. Bladeshow's good. You're all right.
Comfortable shoes, cash, fanny pack.
No, fuck all that. Just bring a fanny pack.
If you're staying at an Airbnb, Uber to the Galleria. Don't drive there. If you spend $40 over the weekend, and that keeps you from getting the latest sin cut, do it. The Uber's well worth it. I can't really think of anything else. Yeah.
You better not keep me from getting the latest sin cut. I'll be pissed.
So that new one does look good. You seen the newest one? It's kind of got a Fair and Forge-ish vibe.
I hadn't seen it.
I remember what it was called. Was it, who was showing that? Was it Big Red? I think they were showing it last night. It looks nice. That would be a well, we know it's sin cut, Patina.
I mean, he's laughing because you said, anyway, you're so lost, dude.
Am I?
That was funny, Cletus. I got it. He's laughing because you said sin cut.
Oh. One Man Knife Review. I'm currently taking a whole cap full of, let's say, I take 2 tablespoons of Metamucil every day, and I take a whole cap full of Miralax every day. I still have no idea when I'm going to go to the bathroom next. It's been 4 or 5 days now.
Do you think the meso? Yes.
I'll say this.
Maybe double in
I
half.
love mine to death, man. There ain't no way in hell I'd get on a flight with him if I knew I'd sit next to him.
No.
Because I'm big, but when you see me, you'll say I got little tiny narrow hips. And they still wouldn't be enough room.
That
dude legit looks like
built like an end table.
Nose tackle. Yeah. His ass and thighs. And I'm not talking about like grotesquely obese large. They're just fucking big.
Yeah, you could rest a tray of cookies on it.
I don't think you can knock him down.
No. He's damn sure got a solid base. Planted. He has got a solid base.
Yeah, that dude is firmly planted. That's like going to the strip club and running straight to the smoking area. Oh, imagine running straight to the sin cut booth. Hey man, some people will. Some people are in that stuff. I used to be in it too. I just don't I understand buying budget knives because you need a knife. It's after you've owned 15 or 20 in the collection phase is what I don't get. I don't badmouth it. I just don't understand it after so many. But I mean, I had 130, so I guess I was an idiot too. And the only reason I started this whole path, for those of you who haven't heard it, was I kept lying to myself because I really wanted some Spydercos when I started learning about steel, and I kept telling myself I couldn't afford them. And then I was looking, I was like, man, I've got a damn $50 knife coming every 5 days. I could easily buy a Spyderco if I just waited 3 weeks. And so my deal was, just to fill y'all in, I never said that I hated Chinese knives. I never said I wouldn't own another one. I said I was not going to buy any more Chinese knives and use that as a crutch to not buy the American-made knives that I wanted. So that's where I'm at. I'm about there now. There's a couple that I still really want to own, and if I knew I could turn around and resell them and get my money back pretty quick, I would, because I know I'm not going to keep them. I want a Spartan horseshoe so bad I can't stand it, but I'll never carry that knife. It's everything I dislike, other than being American. It's not a premium heat treat. It's thumb stud. It's titanium frame lock. I don't like any of that shit, but I still want one. That's what I did. I gave away over 100 knives because I thought, well, they're not really worth anything. And then at the end, I thought, well, 100 knives, if I'd got $30 a piece, that's $3,000. But did you leave, Panda, or am I blacking out? I hope my 75-inch screen doesn't fall on my face when I get tired of watching this shit. What does that mean? W, that's not funny. But yes, if you're going to buy a Spyderco, your first Spyderco, and it might possibly be the only Spyderco you ever own, I still say a Mannix. I think it's the greatest of all time EDC pocket knife. And I've owned a bunch of Spydercos to say that, but especially if you do the upgrade. Once you do the ball cage upgrade, there ain't a re-yacht in the world with any better action than what this knife has got. The ball cage upgrade and a little bit of slick 'em all. I'll put this against Custom Knife Fact. I'll put this against any of that junk CPM owns. It don't get no smoother than that. Because Knife Nut dropped his phone and I'm watching. Oh. I got you. Yeah, but one of the reasons why I'm so big on the Mannix or the Native series, you see, the Mannix has got a slight thumb ramp, but on this XL, it lands perfectly. But the PM2 crunches my thumb way back here. I love the PM2. It's a great knife, but with my big hands, I literally have to draw my thumb back like this, and if I use it for a long time, my thumb cramps. So the Native series is great. That's what makes the Shaman so great. But when it comes to pocket time, the Shaman lost to my XL every time. It's just it's a better knife in my opinion. Now, if the Mannix had contoured scales, it wouldn't even be close. Not even close. Fuck the Mannix or the Shaman. But you will have a lot better luck reselling the Shaman if you don't like it. The Mannixes tend to lose a little value, where the Shamans usually, at least, especially if you get one in a good steel, you'll either get your money back or make a little money. I fought with selling my Shaman for a long time. The only reason why I feel good about it is because John got it. If I'd sold it to an individual, I'd probably regret it.
Oh, you talking about this knife here?
Yeah.
That one. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's the only reason why I was comfortable with selling it, really, is because John got it.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Just if you want, put it back up there, John. But you see, the Shaman doesn't have a thumb ramp at all. But there is jimping above the hole, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Good jimping.
And I'm not positive on the blade stock. Are they the same on the XL as the Shaman, or is maybe the Mannix?
I believe so. I mean,
it looks pretty close.
Yeah.
But you can see the Mannix is a flatter knife, where it's showing that sideways. Yeah. You can see the roundness on the Shaman there. It would be more comfortable for all-day cutting. But John handled this knife. Am I right, John? Is the action on this knife not as good as any ball bearing?
Oh, it's good. Yeah, it's.
But it wasn't like that till we did.
It's, as they say, drop shutty.
Yeah, and one thing you'll find on most Spydercos, just like Benchmade, you typically have to grab both sides of the lock to pull back. But after that Flytanium ball cage upgrade, you do not.
Yeah,
The spring is probably
the main thing is the lighter spring tension on that.
Which doesn't affect the lockup at all.
No.
The spring doesn't. The spring just pushes the ball up. Once the blade touches the ball does all the work. The spring's just there to put it into place, so you don't lose any lockup strength. It just makes that titanium upgrade just makes it easier to pull back with one finger.
What up, ATK? No, he's still awake, Kyle. Damn.
But honestly, though, if you go for a shaman, don't let these people fool you, dude. There's absolutely nothing wrong with S30V. Unless you just absolutely hate sharpening and you have to pay to have it done, then maybe it's a slight issue because you're going to sharpen it a little more, but it's not that much more. If you can get an M4 or any of the upgraded steels, you'll be very happy with it. There's no doubt in my mind you could buy a 15V shaman and never need another knife the rest of your life. Todd Carr said they handle in hand. Let's read this out. I think Todd Carr's been smoking weed. One of the main reasons I wanted to go to Blade was top handle all the different knives and set how. That looks like the shit I'd top, Todd.
On some nerds rope.
I think what he meant was one of the main reasons I wanted to go to Blade was to handle all the different knives and see how they handle in hand. But that ain't what you said, Todd Carr. I know you're right, Cheeto.
It kind of is.
Would y'all rather me be wearing my reading? Shit, I don't know where they are again.
What, your glasses?
Yeah. I see perfectly across the room, but right here, I do squint, and I hate it. When I try to rewatch some of my lives because I've missed some of the stuff in the chat, it seems like I'm like this the entire live. Not a good look.
No.
Why do you keep going away, John? Not a Spyderco fan, mostly because I care about looks and action, not cutting. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, Brian. I say that all the time. Maybe it's just Spyderco's not for you. That's why me and Kevin will forever be entangled in this battle because, Kevin's trying to justify $400 Chinese knives because of the way they look and the action, whereas I'm saying it's a waste of money. You don't need to spend that for a good cutting tool. And in all honesty, if you put titanium scales on a shaman and now you've got 270 in it, how do you justify anything else more expensive than that? Unless it's just all about the looks. I slipped when typing on my phone. Yeah, you slipping all right, Todd. You slipped and fell in a big old pile of THC.
Shane, I'm just going to say this. Steph wants to know why you still got your damn shirt on, dude.
Oh, nobody donated, but that's all right. I ain't here.
Take the motherfucker off. Show your damn little Hershey Kiss nipples.
My bad.
Thank you.
God, says I got
is it even a live stream if you don't take your shirt off?
My traps are probably half what.
Damn, you've been working out, dude?
No, they're smaller than they used to be.
Oh, well, they're bigger than last week. I thought maybe you've been doing some drugs or something.
No, I've lost a lot of muscle mass, dude. COVID literally was like pouring acid on me. It ate my muscles up.
Like a freak.
Let's see what Lacey's got to say. I like highlighting Lacey's comments. She typically agrees with me. Quit taking my shit off the screen, son.
Well, you go to hell.
A knife ain't a great cutting instrument. First and foremost, then it's just a fidget toy, in my opinion. Most definitely not my style. I agree 100%. Kyle, I told you Kyle ended up being an asshole. Steph.
Right there.
Yeah. It was coming from a place of concern. She's a little passive-aggressive asshole, isn't she?
She's just a pretzel ass asshole.
Yeah, I ain't showing the nips. I gave you all the teaser for free.
That's just gonna cost you.
Yeah, I ain't showing the nips tonight. Yeah, Motherfucker. Sorry, you two.
Dopey, you fucking asshole. Oh, god damn you, dude.
Oh, there it is. Look at that little thing. Any hair around it. You want to see what happened? What it looks like when they take your heart out of your chest?
No.
Set it on the table.
No, we don't.
Put it
We
back
don't want
in.
to see any of that. We don't want to see any of that.
From here all the way to my
Dude,
neck.
Dopey didn't pay for all that shit, man. Sit down.
And why didn't they?
He only paid $6.
I moved the camera. I didn't stand up. Why do they not put it back together in a straight line, dude? It's all looks like a dirt road.
Oh God, if I know. I was same as my shit looks, but it's the low second half, not the top half.
Yeah.
But they cut around my damn belly button, dude. It's like I have a scar around my belly button.
Pocket Metal, I get
Freaking
that.
funny as
But
hell.
are you paying $350 to $400 for? Well, actually, Lefty Skate $350 to $1,000 for looks. I mean, is it that important to you?
Wait, what are you talking about? Oh,
Pocket Metal. He says looks first for both stuff for me. I have knives for use and some for not as much use. I get that.
I think that's all of us, right?
Yeah, but what they don't realize, the reason I get into these arguments with them is because they're also bad to say, oh, this ain't worth that and that ain't worth that. Talking about companies that they're not dealing with, but when it's companies that they're dealing with, they're making money off of, they're not honest about that. I mean, I'm not just outright calling them liars. I don't think they realize they're doing it, but they're not. They're not honest about it. If that 5.5 pocket could go either way. People could buy that knife for the looks or for the performance. That's a good little knife.
100%.
I love that 5.5.
I do too.
That's a knife that got me into knives that weren't super stabby and pointy. I love that whole Voxnez-ish. The only Olamic I would ever want is the whippersnapper that damn near don't have a point at all. I love that. I'm really hoping that Stevie hadn't forgot me on that Gerber flat iron. You're supposed to have me a Gerber flat iron. I don't care what y'all say. That was a damn good little knife. Yeah, you had to sharpen it once a week if you used it much, and it didn't have great action. But I don't know why. I love that thing. That big, long, deep, hollow grind. Well, I mean, that's true. I got Chinese knives here too, though.
Well, that's why I buy my own secondary because I think both of mine cost $200. So
yeah, they're already
save $100.
They're already here, and I ain't handing them money. But
yep.
I don't say this stuff to try to talk y'all out of it. I just like pointing out the hypocrisies that we're faced with a lot from certain people. Just one minute knife review said he has a D2 flat. I think those are all D2 flat irons. I gave mine to a 15-year-old kid, and I don't see him about once a year now. And every time I see him, it's still in his pocket. He still talks about how much he loves that knife. Brandon, I don't own any. I don't think I own any Italian-made knives. I may have owned a couple in the past, but the heat treat issues kind of steer me away, and also they tend to make smaller stuff, and I tend to like 3.5 to 4 inch blades. That's why I hate thumb studs and I hate axis lock. This will forever be one of my favorite knives. It's a 4-inch chunk of M4 from Benchmade. I don't know if I can one side this one or not. Let's see. I can, but that's nowhere near as good as that Mannix was.
Shane, I just received a message from somebody with a brilliant idea.
What'd she say?
Well, you want to take your shirt off at Bladeshow, right?
Yeah.
So how about just get your front photographed and then screen printed onto a shirt?
Dude, I ain't paying nobody to screen print shit ever again. I told you there's a slippy I want. I want a bullnose or sodbuster style single blade and micarta with like K390, Rex 45, some high end tool steel, but it has to have plenty of space for me to grab the blade. I can't do nail nets. Like I can't grab this knife up here with what little showing. I need some purchase. But also keep in mind, guys, I also used to carry a knife because, once or twice a month I'd have to go stab the sidewall of all four tires on a car or truck. You can't do that with a slip joint. That's the easiest way to repossess a car, by the way. Because if you pull up and you go to repossess it and they jump in it, you can't take it. But if you just go ahead and flatten all four tires, because if they can't afford their car payment, they can't afford four tires. But if they're in repo, you can. I've also busted the windshield out of one to keep a guy from driving off in it. So sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And one guy, I sat outside on the side of the road on the county easement with my flashlight shining through his living room window, texting him, "You don't really want to live like this, do you?" Sat there for hours that night. Next morning, truck was at the front door with the keys in the seat.
I mean, we could get Drewby to screen print it for you. I mean, it's a good idea.
I know, but in all honesty, I've said this before. I'm going to say it again for those of you who didn't hear me. At this point, he has overpaid. I've received more stickers, more shirts, and an $80 money order than I was supposed to. Plus, I got my knife back. He's made up for it.
That's awesome.
Right. It is awesome.
It is.
But it was all after the fact.
Awesome.
So you guys.
He shouldn't have had to overpay for some shit.
And the screen print shirts that I did. Because this last batch of shirts that I got, the one I'm giving you, John, one I'm giving Stevie, one I'm giving Dopey, these are legit nice screen printed shirts.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
It should have never gone to this, though.
Yeah.
So
I got a Spyderco stretch that E&G gave me. It's a lot back. And my coastal, I love a lot. I don't have an issue at all with a lot back. I don't understand why people hate them so much. I'm assuming it's people that just like to play with their knife, but I don't have an issue with a lot back at all. If they all went back to lot backs, it wouldn't bother me. What is that still on that Spyderco stretch of mine? That's why I wanted it so bad. With numbers, it's not AEBL or ATS 34.
Is it RWL?
No, it's not 67 HRC. It's a Spyderco stretch with carbon fiber scales. Just the higher end stretch, not the stretch 2. It's out in the truck. I show you. I keep it in the console, in the cup holder in my truck because I use that knife all the time. But also, pocket metal, I don't know if you were on here for it. I've told people the biggest use I have for a pocket knife is cutting that paper seal on my dip can because I can't stand for it to be all torn and tattered. So a slip joint would do just fine for that if I can open it easily. But I can't. A lot of them I can't open.
Todd Carr, that's more than likely right. And I'm a firm believer in second chances, but like I had messaged Shane at one point, he's got a lot of people to make good with before.
And also keep in mind,
cool.
even in Lacey's situation, well, that's still up in the air as to how that's finished. But he hasn't taken anything from anybody. He just left a lot of people feeling very uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, it's a matter of what you're doing. He knew what he was doing.
Right.
So,
I mean, and you'd think, I got a message from him like this long on my phone, him telling me why he didn't do wrong. But, the message I'd seen right before that was me asking him, "Hey, do you need me to cash this and buy another one?" He won't communicate with me at all other than to say what he has to say. So I don't understand it. But yeah, I'm not asking anybody to cancel the dude. If he showed up in chat, if he's here right now watching, I don't care. I'm not mad at him anymore. I really think there's something a little bit wrong with him.
Yeah.
You know, I can't put my finger on what it is. I don't know if it's narcissism or I don't know, man. His communication is just very confusing, and it does feel like it's confusion created with the intent of you being in the dark.
Yeah. Regardless, he's got a lot of shit to make up for, and
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more than willing to give him a chance to make up for it, but until he does, whatever.
Dopey, do you want me to bring you a? I've got a Spyderco native salt and LC 200N that Grumpy Grunt did a dye job on. It's like red and orange and yellow and green and blue. I can never get rid of it because it was a gift from Grumpy Grunt. But if you'd like me to bring that to Bladeshow, you're more than welcome to carry it for a while, see if you like it. If you haven't owned a Spyderco before, just hit me up. Let me know. I'd be more than glad to loan you one to check out. Actually, I can actually bring you a Mannix XL because I'm not going to mention his name because he hasn't told me if it was okay. But I've had another Spyderco Mannix XL gifted to me because of this situation, and I went out of my way to tell the guy it wasn't necessary. And he was like, "Man, I never carry it. It's yours. I'm just going to send it to you." So I'll bring it to Bladeshow, Dopey. You can carry that thing for a little while. See what you think.
That's what's up. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Dopey are gonna sleep together at Bladeshow.
I even felt bad at the end of all that, dude, because I thought Chuck was mad at me for trying to. I was never trying to replace this. I wasn't going to keep that St. Nick's version.
Yeah.
I was only getting that knife to sell it. I told him in the beginning, "Hey, it'd be a lot smarter if you just sold it." See, it had never been disclosed to me that it was a factory second.
Yeah.
So
yep.
I would have been screwed if he had went through with the deal.
That right there was another situation or part of the situation where, because with him saying, I'm getting the better end of the deal. Really, he wasn't because he had a factory second.
Yeah, and I never knew
that was messed up.
Yeah. Good deal, Dopey. I'll bring it, man. It'll be my pleasure. Yeah. Have you got paid yet, Lacey? Lacey actually has the original PM2 that I gave him for the logo design. Last I checked, Lacey had possession of it. He sent it to her to have it sharpened.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck it up, Lacey.
Hell,
I'm sorry.
I was going to return them and just not worry about payment, but I can't because he hasn't given me his address. Every time I ask, he just wanted to discuss a project he wanted me in on. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. Even when things benefit him, he's very confusing and he won't answer you. So I'm assuming you've not been paid for that work. She sharpened 3 of his knives and actually fixed a broken tip on one.
Oh, damn.
And yeah, and there's no doubt in my mind from their conversation that he thinks she's not charging him for that because he created her a logo without her permission, and then now you owe me. One of those type of situations, or at least that's how he made it look.
Yeah.
Yeah, ZDP 189. That's what.
Oh, okay.
What my stretch is in. I like it so far. They're right. It does get slick a little fast. It loses bite, but Lacey's. I use Lacey's diamond emulsion, the 15 whatever, and it brings it back pretty fast. Yeah, just watch my lives. I doxed his address on there several times. Oh man,
poor fellow. We're gonna show up in his yard one day.
Yeah. Lacey's talking about BD1. Is BD1N not? It's one of those steels that's kind of in that same category with 14C and Nitro V and
VG10. Yes,
VG10,
yeah, it's right. It's good though. I like it.
I know
it's a carpenter steel, and I dig carpenter steels. They do pretty good. XHP.
It's weird to me how people talk about them now like they're inferior. And they're just as good as 14. Like this, the same people who will talk about 14C and how awesome it is say they don't want a knife in VG10.
Right.
The performance levels are nearly identical.
Very similar.
The 14C is tougher.
Yeah.
It blew my mind the first time I saw that. With Larry and Thomas talking about it and saw his chart. All these steels that you associate with tough, and he literally had to scroll the screen up to even find 14C. It was so far up there. It was right up there with, I think, Crewwear surpassed it, and maybe 3V or 4V. I don't remember.
But and honestly, Spyderco does all their steels well, just because they got that Peters heat treat.
Right.
They do a good job.
Peters.
They're not. Are they not doing Peters anymore?
No, they're in house.
Are they?
That's when it went up. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Peters does a good job. That's why I talk about the Hinder situation. He could have just wrote. All he had to do was write 63 instead of 60. Maybe spent an extra couple of bucks making that knife, but
yeah.
Lacey's saying in her cut test it outcuts 14C. And she said 14C can't hold a candle to 154 cm. That may be so. But, it also depends on the, what you were testing, which knife it was.
Yeah.
Because, me and Mark Herrera, I'm always talking to about the Manleys. Part of the reason why Manleys may perform so well in cut tests, that may have a lot to do with its geometry too. I know their heat treat's good, but when a knife's that thin, when you're talking about like Spyderco Dragonfly thin, it ought to cut even if it's dull.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Mule Team is Triple B heat treated. It doesn't say it. I know the Mule Team AEBL that they're about to drop is Triple B's heat treat, because it's going to be way up there, like higher than anybody's ever released AEBL. I am right, Lacey. It is AEBL, isn't it? I know Triple B has rewritten the heat treat protocol on an older steel Spyderco is using. They're going to drop a mule in it.
I'll be 100% honest with you. Like, I prefer that I guess series of blade steel, the 154, 14C, ABL, all that shit over like the higher end stuff. It just, I don't know, it performs better to the sharpening ease ratio, like all that shit. It's just a good steel.
Right.
Like that's my preference.
Yeah, that's especially a big deal for people who don't sharpen.
Yeah, especially when you compare it to the price.
Buys one in K390 and he has to send it to Lacey or Kyle or whoever to have it sharpened every 3 months. Is the extra cutting performance worth it? If versus if he had BD1N and he could sharpen it himself. I don't know.
Now you're taking money away from Lacey.
But I'm just saying, it's easy to say this still is better.
Yeah.
But when you start adding situations, things get cloudy.
Yeah.
Oh, not just Lacey and Kyle.
Kyle sharpens?
Yeah. He's about to start doing titanium anodization too.
Oh, crap.
I bought a power supply for anodizing, and it's literally still sitting over in the box. I haven't touched it. I've had it over a month. Very clear I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to give Kyle my anodizing machine. And when I send it to him, I'm going to send him my American Blade Works to have him anodize the clip and backspacer for me.
Holy shit.
So
that's what's up.
Here before long, if you're using Kyle for sharpening and you want some anodization work, there's no doubt in my mind he'll get good at it fast. Kyle reminds me a lot of my brother in that way. If my brother got into chess, dude, he'd be top 10 in the world in a year. He just dives in head first. He just makes it his life, anything he does. So, Dopey, I know.
Well, that is what's up.
Dopey, the whole reason I bought it, and he didn't know that at the time, when I purchased it, I planned to do my American Blade Works, and my Hinder. But now I found out that the Hinder hardware is not titanium. So I've scratched that. But anyway, the plan was to do those 2 knives and then give it to Kyle. So I'm just going to go ahead and ship it to him because it's very clear I'm never going to get around to it. So now I'm going to make him my personal anodizing bitch for the rest of his life, which will be very difficult knowing how much titanium I own. Just very, very little. Look there, Patina throwing up the links for Kyle and Lacey.
Yeah, Patina out there modding like a motherfucker.
Yeah. What's Patina modding? I wish we had a link for Bill.
He's moderating.
Oh, okay.
Modding.
Yeah.
That kind of modding.
I wish we had a link for Bill because I still don't think everybody understands how good that dude is at building custom scales.
Oh, he makes some badass scales for real.
And what's great is, it's like buying a Springfield versus a Glock. You get it and then realize you can't buy shit for it. Well, Bill takes that away.
Yeah.
You got a knife you can't buy scales for? Well, Bill can make them.
Yep.
And I promise you guys, dude, they're absolutely production quality. And you can pick whatever material you want it and Bill will make it. You ain't got to pick from what's available on Etsy. And you'll probably spend less than what they cost on Etsy. We'll talk about what he charged me because that was ridiculously low.
And he'll do it right too. Like it is good. It's not like somebody just whipped out a scale. It's
y'all remember
high quality shit.
When I did the knife swap on my ABW, how impressed I was, how super simple it was. It all just fell into place. That's the way Bill's are.
Yeah.
It's all pretty much hand done. And I hate to bring this up again, but once again, if you have Bill do that, you got a little piece of Jason Brown in your pocket because those tools were purchased for Bill by Jason. Bill must just be very meticulous.
Yeah, he's got to be.
I'm hoping he's getting over his self-worth issues, though, as far as his work. Because, none of us want to see prices go up. But that dude, if he's still charging what he charged me, there's no reason for that.
Wait, Patina's a mod?
Yeah.
On what channel?
This channel.
Oh.
When I started this channel, John, legit, when I started this channel, the very first person I thought that I wanted to be my mod was Patina. And the reason for that is because I had just got to know Kyle. Well, y'all don't know this, but me and Kyle both thought each other were complete assholes when we first met. Because we are. But, then we grew to love one another. So I am absolutely 100% happy with the mods I have.
So who cupped whose balls first?
I don't know if there's been any ball cupping, but if there's going to be, I'd cut Patina's first. He wouldn't even have
Okay. All right. Well, sorry, Kyle.
Yeah, there you go.
Second place.
Patina just dropped Pro X's email. That's how you get in touch with him right there.
Yeah.
There are a few knives that are so complicated he won't do, but don't let that stop you from asking because the majority of them he will. I've got to get him that damn Crooked River, dude. I hate that knife because of the scales. He's already told me he'd do it, and I just...
What scales you got on it?
They're red G10.
Oh, okay.
They're nice made, and I don't mind red. That knife to me, that design has some nostalgia in it, and that red G10 just ruins it.
Yeah.
It needs to be wood or micarta, or something that kind of matches that nostalgic design.
Well, just get the damn original diamond wood scales.
Yeah. I can't. I've tried. I can't find them anywhere.
Really?
Yeah, I even asked Zach. Zach couldn't find me.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I would have loved to have the diamond wood scales. I know everybody talks about being slick, but I don't care.
That's what I had on mine, but I had the full size, and it was just too goddamn big. I need the
I love
the mini.
I love the size. Literally, the red scales keep me from carrying that knife ever.
But you're gargantuan, so
yeah, and it's it and this Contigo are the only two Benchmades that I can get past the thumb stud and the axis lock because I'm not a fan of them. But the axis lock is even smoother on the Crooked River.
Sorry for all that rustling.
Oh, that's okay. You good, buddy? John, I don't want to end it just yet. I mean, we're already 2 hours and 40 minutes, but I'm very thirsty. You handle it for a minute while I grab something to drink.
Yeah, do what you got to do, man.
Y'all don't talk shit about me while I'm gone.
I mean, I'm going to.
Oh, you want another underwear shot while I'm getting up?
No, we'd prefer not.
Did
But
Steph
you're going to give it to us.
Did Steph
I
get to
feel
say it?
I'm sure she did. Steph, did you see his,
If not,
his draws?
You can rewind, Steph, if you want to see them drawers.
Yeah, just back up a few minutes, but there they are again. Kind of.
Did they show up?
A little bit. What's up, Jerbster? Good to see you, homie. How you been, dog? Let me go back here and see what folks is talking about. Bill's making Meersalt 2 pairs of whatever that. What the hell is that word? He's making them some scales, which is going to be cool because he makes good scales. So, Miss Lacey's got her shot. We already see all that. What the hell? What are y'all doing while we're waiting on Shane to come back with whatever he's coming back with? Where did he go? I kind of forget where he was going and why he was leaving us. Oh, he must have had to pee. I just swear to God, I heard a toilet flush. Drink. No. Yeah, I'm pretty baked. That's what happens. Drink. Oh, Steph, thank you. Went to get a drink. I swear to God, he was peeing because I heard it. He gets those on the daily, dude. The hell kind of drink you fixing? Can you hear me, Shane? What are you doing in there? I mean, that's a very complicated drink you're fixing because it's taking you quite a while. What you got going on, Lacey? If anyone needs any ceramic Mannix bearings, let me know. Oh, that's what's up because those definitely do make a big difference. Just finished planting the garden and finished watering. Right on, Jerbster. How's the old elk situation going up there, buddy?
We talking about wildlife?
I mean, we're talking about what the hell ever we want to talk about while you're all fixing to drink and pooping and peeing.
Toby, that's not true. That bull semen has been and was injected the Monday after I got it back.
And he held it in his mouth for hours, so
it's cold.
Got the AC running?
I just opened it up like this. Spit it in.
What the hell is wrong with you? Oh, shit. I got to check my DMs.
Uh-oh. Panda got a DM from Cletus. Yep.
Cletus slid into my DMs. I think he tickled my butt on the way in, too.
Cletus ain't
felt kind of funny for a second.
He must be mad at me. He ain't talking to me no more.
Who?
Cletus.
I mean, look at you, dude. I'd be mad at you, too.
I give him a hard time the other day because I told him he hadn't talked to me forever, and he looked and he's like, I talked to you 2 days ago.
Are you seeing that?
Clayton's is so proud of that rock. Oh, almighty. I ain't no doubt in my mind, dude. He was giggling his ass off. That was so funny. Because, Kyle claimed the Droodle or whatever, that rock. Clayton didn't get one, so.
Well, so what you get?
He sent me a message and told me that Drewby had sent him a rock.
He said my rock's better.
They've been arguing over it for 2 weeks. Just watching those two interact is hilarious.
Oh hell yeah! No, well, we were talking about wildlife. I asked Jerbs about Mr. Bob. He said Mr. Bob is rad good, and all the bulls are strutting with their new racks, making scales for some knives, and a few ferro rods. Oh hell yeah! For a giveaway, he's
I
gonna
don't
do
own a
soon.
ferro
That's
rod.
what's up. You need to get one, dude.
Yep,
Get
Jerbs.
one from Jerbs.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I've thought about buying a ferro rod so many times, but I don't want to buy some
I mean,
Ozark Trail
I
bullshit.
really didn't. Jerbs did, so thank him.
I was talking to him.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
say that then.
Yeah, but Jerbs, yeah, hit me up on Instagram. Let me know what. I just don't want one of them little tiny ones. My hands don't work good enough for that. I like a good 4-inch, something about the size of my pinky if you got. Anyway, hit me up on IG. I'll get a ferro rod from you here soon. But I always said that in my survival kit, get home bag, whatever y'all want to call it. I bet you there's 8 lighters in that thing. In every pouch, there's a lighter. Because I'm not going to practice. If I'm in a situation where I got to rub sticks together for fire, I'm fucked. That means I don't have any gear, so I might as well just ball up and die. Tina's my worst half. Well, not to fight. You keep out this domestic. But it makes my day. In all honesty, I love it when y'all are poking at each other. I don't do IG, but I have a few 1/2 6-inch ones. Well, how would I get in touch with you, Jerbs? Man, I want to call you out and ask for a price and all that stuff on here because it might be after the first of the month before I can get one.
I'm sure he can probably send you his email through your email if you give him your email.
See if I can do that.
You can do that.
And dox myself again. Is giving out your email doxing?
I mean, any of your personal information is, but it's just your email. It's mainly like address and shit that you're worried about. People show up and throw rocks through your windows and knock on your front door, and when you open it, they're standing there jerking off or something.
There's 56 people in here, and I know probably all of them, so I ain't too concerned about it.
Yeah, no, I ain't either because it's your info.
I mean, Todd Carr might do it now that I made fun of the way he talks. But there you go, Jerbs. Oh, yeah, my email's in the About Me section too. Yeah, that works. Everybody's got mine now anyway. Kyle, your rock was tainted by that worthless shit. Oh, Drew. Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Damn. Kyle and Bettina going at it tonight, dude.
They're always going at it.
Feel a little bit of animosity in there.
It's like having 2 young sons.
I know.
Constantly leaning over the back seat.
Which one do you want to slap the shit out of?
Which one do I want to slap? Neither one of them. I love both of them.
I mean, but when you youngins are arguing, you want to slap the shit out of one of them.
Kyle fucks with me constantly. Bettina just he hit the right nerve at the right time the other night.
Well, Bettina's nicer about it. You probably really want to just slap
he
Kyle.
Nice this time. He was pretty not towards me.
He went brutal.
He was being mean about somebody he knew that had me upset, and it was hilarious.
Well, I mean, that's different. That's what I'm saying. He's a nice dude. Like he's gonna be nice to you, and then evil to the motherfuckers that ain't nice to you. So,
but Kyle's super nice too. People just don't see it most of the time.
No, they don't.
Yeah, he hides it. I never wanted Shane.
He hides his niceness under his ball sack.
Bettina hit Kyle. He's ugly.
But he's sweet, though.
Duffy, why are you wanting to type gay dating sites?
I don't know, dude. I was just
if I was interested in gay dating sites, I'd have them bookmarked. I wouldn't have to type it.
Damn sure, dude. I think he's correcting something he said earlier.
Just to let y'all know.
He's not literally too to hide of type the actual words. He just probably misspelled something.
I I don't know if any of you guys realize this because it's hard to remember now, but Dopey didn't exist like 2 months ago, or at least to me, he didn't. I never saw the guy, never heard of him, and he just jumped right in like that stepsister that you always wanted. It was just part of the family right off the bat, and I, for some reason, had in my head that Dopey was a recovering addict. So when I found out that he was staying with a certain group of people in Atlanta, I reached out to him like, "Hey, bud, I ain't trying to be judgy and ain't trying to tell you your business, but I just want to make sure you know there may be some partaking of certain things at the house that you're staying at, and I don't want you to be pressured into something you don't want to do since you're recovering." Of course, I thought it was fucking hilarious. It's like, I'm recovering from shit. I'm getting a higher chance I can get. Why is he stuck on gay dating sites?
It's a whole thing.
What is he trying to say?
Oh my god, dude, it's a joke.
What is?
Nothing.
Oh. Why is my camera all blurry now? There it went.
You were so lost.
I am. Hope you okay. Oh me. What do you guys think about me and John doing some absolutely nothing to do with knife content on the side?
I mean, that's what we already do, ain't it?
Well, we do it as lives, but I'm talking about like some recorded videos, like maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we'll ask him that. What do y'all think?
No serious shit. Maybe
I'm not taking my shirt off though.
No, you don't have to. Maybe some talking music or movies or comedy or just whatever. Because I ain't trying to get out of knives by any means. I just don't have the drive like G-Ball, and not just G-Ball, but I'm just using him as an example. Like he's got that drive. He wants everything right now. And Javon, Javon buys a lot. I just don't. For one, I can't afford it, and two, I'm just not interested in enough stuff to put out a video a day about a new knife. Refreshment check.
So what you?
Sunfresh sugar-free lemonade.
What brand is that, dude?
It's a damn cheap generic brand from this
Like
little
Dollar Tree.
Kind of, it's like this little damaged good grocery store here in town.
If
the forklift hits one can and punctures it,
yeah,
scrap the whole thing. So I think it's like, I get a 12-pack of these for like $2 or something. They're
probably
really
tastes pretty good though, don't it?
Yeah. What I really actually buy them for, what they're really great at, is this shit will wash kratom down and you'll never find it. It's so sour that it kills some kratom. So when I take my kratom, this is what I use.
So that's a win-win, dude. Cheap as hell and washes your kratom down.
John, ask me this. Oh, go ahead. Finish your beverage.
Oh, just a bit burger.
Is this making sense? It's getting to a point now. I haven't increased my dosage. Still taking a half a teaspoon. No sooner than 4 hours of kratom. But like days I'm away from the house and I don't have it with me, so I take my Percocets with me, which technically should be stronger. Those days, I hurt more. It's like they don't work as good. Yeah, I was ranting and raving about that the kratom was just as good.
Right.
But now I'm getting to a point where I think it works better. Like yesterday,
can't beat that.
I was at the state park, so I just put a couple of my pain pills in my pocket so I wouldn't be without, and try to keep my mind off of it because I was having a good time. But I had more just baseline pain while taking my Percocets than I do while taking the kratom. And check this out, dude. Today's what, the 28th?
Yeah.
10 days before I get my next bottle. There's probably 75 in here.
Damn, homie.
They legit don't work as good as the kratom does at this point. I ain't saying it'll work for everybody, but I'm telling you, man, it has been a life changer for me.
Dude, that's what's up, man. Because I mean,
I wondered that, Patina. You may be right. It may be blocking the receptors, so I'm not the pills aren't as effective. But you know, if it's working better, then I'll just stick to just that.
yeah,
No
if it's
T-ball, I'm not doing that. I've
if
had
it's
several people when I brag about it, they're like, "What are you gonna do it in person?" But I've buried 6 really good friends in the past 10 years, and watched them go from really good people to desperate to dead in one as short as 6 months, on average 24 to 36 months. You just watch the decline. One day they're the greatest guy you know. Year and a half later, they're stealing from their mom. They're not paying their bills, and they're pawning their titles. And a year later, they're dead. So I could never give anybody the opportunity to do that.
yeah, I'm a success story as far as that goes. Went from being prescribed pain medication for um, degenerative disc disease
What?
to full blown heroin addict for 10 years, and now I take kratom once or twice a day, and I'm good.
Okay, like I say, I've heard that, but this is not a pretty topic to talk about. But from being on the pain pills for so long, um, I've lived 10 years in a constant state of constipation. Um, I'm talking 10 to 14 days between bowel movements. And I, I've I've added Metamucil to my daily regimen, so I'm going more often. But I have found that by the time I do get the urge to go to the bathroom, there's almost like the other night, last week on here, I get this sick feeling. Feel like I'm going to throw up, nausea, sweating. Then I'll go to the bathroom and it goes away. But I promise you, the amount of pain that I was living in, I'll take that every 4 or 5 days for an hour or so, because it hasn't. Uh, I've heard people say it causes irritable bowel syndrome and all that. It hadn't done that to me, but if that's what's causing that situation, I'll still take it because it's worth it to me. So you're putting dopey up your ass, G-Ball? That's what
On
he's
the
saying.
daily. Yep, 100%.
I mean, you're not even saying that he's doing it. You're saying that you're putting dopey up your ass.
It's fucking Kyle.
Did it do anything for your pain, Lacey? I'm just wondering if I'm just a rare case, that it's helped me as much as it has.
I mean, you're not, because I mean, the whole reason I take it is for the degenerative disc shit, and I definitely don't have the pain. But the main thing is, if I end up not taking it for a day or two, like the pain comes back, of course, but I don't have like withdrawal symptoms. Like,
Yeah.
it's not addictive for me.
And I tell you, I've literally, now when I first started taking it, I was taking, in all honesty, I was taking kind of a piled, I wouldn't call it heaping, but a piled tablespoon at a time.
Right.
And I would feel just a slight increase in energy. Like I felt like I wanted to move more.
Yeah.
But since I've cut back to a half a teaspoon at a time, I don't feel that anymore. But I'm only saying that because I've never felt like euphoric or just high. I know everybody has a definition of high. So, but I've had Percocets, where it seemed like there'd be 2 or 3 of them in a 90 count bottle, that I'd take and be like, holy shit, this is different.
Like they say on TikTok, that shit hit different.
Yeah. I'm at a point where I'm almost scared. I'm just scared that some fucking politician's going to make it illegal again. I don't know what I'll do.
I mean, it's already illegal here.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't gonna bring that up on YouTube. Shit, but whatever, John. But it's a 45-minute one-way trip for me to the closest place I can buy it. I'm still on that. Look, John, you know what size the bag?
Yeah.
It's a kilogram.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude, there's literally that much, and it's settled. I know there's no doubt in my mind. There's a pound and a half in there out of that 2.2 pounds. And how long have I had that?
Oh,
2-3
wow.
months now. Yeah, I don't know how long it's going to last, but it's while I'm in Georgia, I'm going to grab another one just because I'm there. But
Well, it's a good thing you're not here where it's illegal.
yeah, exactly. Somebody's buffering. Am I locked up?
No, not on my end.
You're buffering on my screen.
Are you about to freeze again? Yep, you froze. A sexy ass face, dude. And you actually have an ear in this shot because normally you don't have ears, which is weird. When you look straight ahead, you look like a damn potato
I'm
or
back.
something. Oh, hey, what's up, dude?
Dopey said
How you been?
I've never had pills that work on me. I have tried it. When you say work, do you mean for you? Oh, okay, yeah, and the pain never gets better. I stopped taking medication for good. I'm good. Even the Percocets, when they worked, it just relieves most of the pain. It still wasn't perfect. And I bought the cheapest. I don't know what the difference is. I know somebody told me to get red, so I got red. Of course, it's still green, the actual product, but it's labeled as red. And I bought the cheapest shit they had. They have some that's, it does last a long time though. I bought it 500 grams at a time. It lasts about 6 months. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's mind blowing. But I think I don't remember who it was. I appreciate the advice about getting the capsules, but if buying it in capsule form, it was a lot more expensive. And I know you can buy a capsule press and all that stuff, but after a couple of bad experiences with inhaling and getting it on the back of my throat and choking to death, and I learned I can take it with water, but if I take it with this or milk works really good too. Just pour me up a glass of milk, put it on my tongue, and it kills the taste, smell, everything. It's gone. So now that I've got good at taking it, I would like to have some capsules for when I go to Bladeshow. I don't want to be without. We do pounds in Canada. Y'all are kilos down. No, Gerbs, just in drugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
We only weigh
Exactly.
drugs in kilograms.
Yeah.
Everything else is pounds and ounces.
Damn.
Crispy critter. I've never tried them, man. I'll be honest. I've got a reason why I'm not going to try them while I'm in Atlanta because I'll have the opportunity, but I don't know that it's safe for me at the moment. I do want to try it though. Yuck milk. I love.
Not a big fan
of
the
an
milk.
ice cold glass of 2% milk, dude. I'm telling you, nothing quenches my thirst like milk. Like when I drink a glass of cold milk, not only does it quench, but it like cools my mouth and my throat and my stomach. Everything feels like my whole body temp drops when I drink it.
What do you like? Pour it over your head or something?
Oh, just taking a drink of it.
Oh,
but like I can drink this or anything else, and the more I drink, the thirstier it makes me. But milk quenches my thirst like nothing else does.
I thought you were doing like a damn 1980s hair metal video or something, just pouring it down you and shaking your head.
That's what I've got. The red Bolly. Did y'all see my Instagram reel of that kid getting off the school bus last day of school? And he did the Stone Cold Steve Austin and bashed the milk over his head.
I didn't, but have you watched the Stone Cold ET videos?
No.
Dude, them shits are funny as hell.
Yeah. What I've heard people talk about microdosing mushrooms, but I mean I don't know what a dose is. So I wouldn't have a clue what a microdose is. But does it actually help with the pain, or does it just make you goofy and you don't think about it?
Well, like I guess a dose would be about 2 grams.
Yeah.
So
2 grams, you're going on a trip, right?
Yeah.
You're going to trip balls on 2 grams.
So maybe like half a gram be a microdose.
But what does that do? Does it just numb you mentally, or does it actually numb the pain?
It's going to numb the pain.
Really?
Kind of take your mind off of it and shit. You're not gonna trip. You just feel a little, maybe stoned a little bit, if that.
I guess I'll go ahead and share this why I'm not going to try that at Bladeshow, because I was planning to, but there is a slight possibility that there might not be a dip in content shortly after Bladeshow. I've been having some pressure in my chest and some chest pain, kind of like I did before my surgery. So, and using the VA for my health care, if I called them and told them it'd take me months to get an appointment to see a doctor, so that, I mean, the nurses there just tell you, just walk in the emergency room, tell them you're having chest pain. So I'm probably gonna go to the emergency room right after Bladeshow and get that checked out. You know, I don't feel like I'm at any risk of dying right this minute, but yeah, if you guys don't hear from me for a few days, that might be why.
Well, thank you for telling us, and I'm sure everybody wants you to get that shit checked out as soon as you possibly can.
Yeah, in all honesty, guys, it may not be heart related at all, because like yesterday, I exerted myself a pretty good, and I never felt a thing. This is embarrassing, but it's, unless you've been through it, it's really hard to tell the difference between that and really bad indigestion. But because I've never had indigestion or heartburn issues until this, what I'm experiencing now, I'm not sure which it is. But then there's not like any pain in my arm or any of that. And it's just my chest gets to burning so bad that like I almost have to gasp for air. So I'm gonna go get my heart checked out first, and if that's not, you know, I won't be surprised at all if I do need a stent, because it's been 4 or 5 years since my surgery. That's kind of normal. But if that's all checked out and okay, then I guess I'll get the get that scope done on my throat.
Yeah, well, definitely get all your shit checked out, dude.
And that did scare me last week. Patina called me after I shut down the live last week, because that is, you know, episodes like that are kind of related to heart issues too.
Yeah, that's why I messaged you and was like, dude, let me know you're all right, because that's a little fucking worrisome.
Yeah, but I don't think I need to risk trying mushrooms the first time and having a high anxiety trip, and you know, not knowing if everything's okay there. So,
no.
But my mom went through all this. So she had the quadruple bypass, same age I did. She's 73 now, and she's had 3 or 4 stents done since then. You know, once you have a bypass like that, you know, you already know that you're prone for your arteries to close up on you. So, you know, the idea of getting stents afterwards is completely normal. So, and if I do, you know, I'd probably be in and out of the hospital in a couple of days. And I know how stupid this sounds, but I wasn't going to take the chance of them not letting me go to Bladeshow. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. If I felt like I was about to fall over dead, I just have to see y'all next year. But I really don't feel that way.
Well, make sure of that, because that is pretty stupid.
Oh, I know. But that's legit what I did last time. I mean, I waited a year. I kept putting it off. And when I had decided I was going to go, a buddy of mine had bought me and another friend of ours who terminally ill with cancer tickets to see Korn. So I went to see Korn on Friday night, went to my class reunion on Saturday, and Sunday morning I just walked in the emergency room. I'm having chest pain. And literally it was, you know, I didn't leave the hospital for a couple of months. That's where I got this big old scar.
You got a scar?
Yeah, I just showed y'all. It was from my neck to a couple inches above my belly button.
I heard
I didn't realize till after that they take your heart out of your body. I didn't know that.
What the fuck do you think they did with it?
I thought they just went in there and did some stuff. I didn't realize it had to come out. And they pack your entire chest cavity with ice.
Yeah.
And I know this sounds crazy, man, but it took me months to warm up. Like I was cold when I woke up, and I was cold for months. It's like it shocks your body.
Yeah, I had a similar surgery, but they did it was the bottom half, not the top half. So yeah, they fuck you all up. Take all your shit out, pack you with ice.
Yeah. Yeah. Two
All right,
stents.
Neil McKenzie. Take care, brother.
Time, triple bypass, third time. Damn, Crispy, you've been through it, buddy.
Good Lord, Crispy.
Yeah. But just to make y'all feel a little better, when this started a couple of months ago, I did go buy. It was the generic version, but it was like a Prilosec type medicine, and I was taking it every day. And while I was on it, I had 0 episodes, and I ran out and just hadn't thought to buy any more. And I've had a couple since then, so that's why I really think it's probably that. But I'm going to knock out the most important one first, make sure everything's okay there, because I hadn't seen a heart doctor in at least 2 years, so I need to do that anyway. Todd, I really don't know, man. I just when like I said, I walked in there and told them that, and they did a DKG. They called in heart doctor, and he wanted to operate, and the VA was like, "No, we're not paying for that. Ship him to Birmingham." So they put me in an ambulance and took me to the VA hospital in Birmingham. And within a couple of hours, the lead cardiac surgeon from UAB came next door, looked at my chart, and she. It's such a good feeling, man. It's hard to explain, but she bent way down and put her hand on my foot. They had to put me in an ambulance and drive me around the building because they're next door. They drove me around the building to the UAB next door, and the next morning she did surgery. UAB was great. The only bad part of that was my mama was there, had nowhere to go, and they walked in with that little disposable electric razor and said, "We need you to shave." And I was like, "What?" They said, "Everything but your eyebrows." Like, excuse me, everything. So you do it, you think you're done. But you spend another 10 minutes down there around my nutsack and butthole. So they shave you down, son. You ain't. They shave the hair off the top of your toes. That surgery. But I thought, I hit the high spots and all, but dude, you come out.
You slicker Neil shit, ain't you?
You look just like you did the day you was born. Eyelashes and eyebrows. That's all you got. Whew. Dopey, I hope so, buddy. If I wake up with your lips on mine, I'll know you saved my life. Yeah, I really
Wait,
don't.
y'all talking about
Think it's
kissing?
serious, guys. I just wanted to make it public in case I had a lull in content, but I've had a lull in content for a while now anyway, so that's okay. Got a couple of knives coming from Blade Ops I'm a little excited about. Y'all might not be. They're not exactly popular shit, but it's something I've wanted to check out for a while.
What you got coming?
The Spyderco Matriarch and the Spyderco Civilian.
Oh shit!
Hooked, serrated.
Yeah.
Ones they designed for women to cut men's dick off down in Africa when the rape during
Fuck some shit up.
Epidemic. Yeah. Yeah. Because I really feel like if you're going to carry a knife and say that you've got it for self-defense, I don't think there's anything better.
No.
And that's why so many cold steels are serrated, dude. Glenn Thompson will tell you a serrated knife will cut 60% deeper, the same pass at the same amount of pressure than a razor sharp knife will. I don't think they realize how hard it is to cut through clothing either. You ain't got to worry about that shit with a Spyderco Civilian.
No.
That thing just, the way that hook is shaped, dude, that thing just keeps digging in.
You gonna cut some pigs with it?
I don't know. I might. I might go buy a roast. Could eat a
You
rib
should,
like Jesus.
dude. You should totally, dude. That should be it. You should buy some fucking meat and cut it with it,
I could
and
buy
do a video on
a
it.
pork loin pretty cheap too. That's 12, 14 inches long. I could get several cuts.
You should, dude. You should probably buy some pork, some beef, some poultry, and
I ain't
just
got
see
all that money.
what it cuts the best.
I ain't got all that money.
We'll steal it then.
Because I'm gonna cook whatever I cut. I ain't Jimmy Slice. I ain't cutting this shit just for the channel.
He
This is a
cooked
good
this
time
shit.
once again to thank you guys, because I'm literally making like $5 a month from Google. Every penny I've made off this channel has been crowdfunded. I appreciate the shit out of y'all, because it might not sound like much to y'all, but when you're on a disability check, a couple $100 on the 20th, which is right in between check time, it's been I won't say a lifesaver, but it has definitely relieved me of a lot of anxiety and stress on a couple of occasions. So I appreciate every penny you guys give to support me. That is one gnarly knife. It would be absolutely brutal, and yes, it would. Yep. And as much as I like the big tactical looking shit and would like to think that they would do as good, they won't.
No.
Shirtless sandwiches with Chef Shane Shane.
Is that going to go down at Bladeshow?
I don't know. I don't know if they're going to allow me in there without my shirt on.
Well, just come in with your shirt on and take it off while you're in there. I'm telling you, the worst they're going to do is be like, sir, you need to put your shirt back on.
Yeah, I mean, if you can walk around outside without a shirt on, why can't you walk around inside the building without
Exactly.
Yeah. Can't tourniquet a tank. You're right. You take a Spyderco matriarch to the tank, they ain't no stopping that bleeding. That roast beef was so fucking good. Used my new Victorinox kitchen knife. But I had an air fryer sit on my counter for a year, never touched it. And once I started using it, and honest to God, I get all my recipes off YouTube. Whatever I want to cook, I look it up on YouTube. I follow the steps. But that thing is, there's so many foods that I love to eat that I wouldn't eat because I can't cook them right. I can't make them taste right. That air fryer is the shit. So you buy a $3 pack with like 8 chicken thighs in it. You can make a damn gourmet meal out of chicken thighs in the air fryer. My wife tried to cook some in the oven here while did everything the same, except she cooked them in the oven. She was like, we ain't never doing this again. You're going to have to cook them in the air fryer.
Dude, I love an air fryer. My only problem is you can't put a lot in them.
That's true. You're right. I can cook 4 chicken thighs. I stand them up against the walls. Yeah. I can cook 4 chicken thighs at a time, which is plenty. We rarely ever eat together or eat the same thing. We pretty much live different lives, but every now and then I'll cook for her. Well, I'm cooking for me, but I'll add some for her.
What's up, Ed?
I wonder what Stevie thought of the machine.
Is he back?
I don't know. No.
No.
Well, I don't guess he's had time because he didn't leave till after about an hour in.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of them movies that kind of has a cult following. If you're a Burt fan, you want to see it, but I'm sure the critics are going to destroy it. One of the funniest part, and it's not even a line, so it's not a spoiler, but the funniest thing is Burt gets to Russia, and in this random alley, somebody has tagged Tom is fat. Dude, I die because any chance Burt gets to crack on Tom, he takes it. I love that. Oh, here's your purse back, ma'am.
Dude, that's putting Dr. Pepper in on some pork roast and put it in the crock pot, you can make some good fucking pulled pork barbecue with that.
I can't eat any meat that's been boiled, and
Well,
that's
it's
what
not.
you're doing. It
It
is
doesn't come
boiled.
out boiled,
Oh,
dude.
dude, I can't.
I'm telling
I'm
you.
not a crock. I use the crock pot for making that Velveeta and Rotel dip. That's about it. I
No,
don't like crock pot food.
you need to try this because it doesn't come out boiled.
It's just too wet.
You do like
Makes
a
it
6 hour on low, and then pour the Dr. Pepper off, and then hash it up, throw some sauce in it, and then cook it on low for another couple hours. Dude, it's pimp.
I'm out. It's too wet.
It's not wet though. You just got to
Every time
try
I've
it.
tried something out of the crock pot, I just don't. That's just not for me. But
Just
I don't eat pot roast at all. I can't stand it. That's what I'm telling you, dude. I put a whole Boston bud in mine. I had to trim. I flipped it over the side that don't have fat. I had to trim
yeah.
about a half inch off to get it to fit. Cooked it for 3.5 hours. Dude, every bit as good as a Boston butt smoked on the grill. I'm telling you, it was delicious. Took it out, let it cool, tore it up, put the sauce to it. Awesome barbecue. And I probably got 6 meals out of that. I have $8 for the Boston butt, and probably $3 for the bun, so $11 for 6 meals. Lacey, that. Oh, did you just share it too?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we do that every Sunday, dude. The thoughts of cutting a tendon just turns my stomach, man. I had a forklift. If any of you guys have ever operated a forklift, have been around them, you know it's the back tires that turn. So, when they go to turn, the back swings out. When I had a guy, I was working in a production plant. One of the worst jobs. I can't be cooped up in a plant. I hate it. But this guy come whizzing by me, and right when he got to me, he cut the wheel, and the back tire of that forklift, which is solid hard rubber, right underneath that 1,000-pound counterweight, rode up my ankle and across my Achilles tendon and ripped it in half. That took me. I was young, dude. I was like 24, 25 years old. It took me over a year and a half to fully recover from that after surgery. I got a big scar runs down the back of my foot. And ever since then, just the thought of cutting or tearing a tendon kind of makes me queasy. It crushed my ankle. Luckily, I was in really good shape at the time and was young. And this is another thing, dude. I never took a single pain pill, John.
Damn.
Not one time. I mean, what they gave me at the hospital for the surgery, my clicker. But when I got home, they prescribed them to me. They were sending me 120 count bottles of Lortab 10s all the time. I never took a single one of them. I had a buddy that come over with me every night. We'd sit there and split about a half case of beer, sit on the front porch with my foot up. I really don't remember it hurting that much, in all honesty. I walked around one of them RoboCop looking boots on.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, take her easy, Demonoc. Appreciate you kicking it.
Hey, did you guys see Demonoc's picture on Instagram? When I saw it, I thought, did that dude used to play bass for Rob Zombie? He's got that 80s attitude metal look. But he actually kind of looks a little bit too. He kind of looks a little bit like lead singer of the Foo Fighters.
Dave Grohl?
Yeah, he looks a little bit like Dave Grohl, but he's a little grungier than Dave Grohl.
So is the actual picture of Demonoc?
Yeah, I asked him if it was him, and he was like, "Are you disappointed?" And in all honesty, I thought, no, that's exactly what I expected you to look like.
Hell yeah, that's rad.
I ain't gonna show it on here because that's his business, but it's on his Instagram. Yeah. I got a brief poll for the chat. Are you guys annoyed by people sending you reels? Because I like to share reels. Like if I see a reel and it makes me think of somebody, I share that with them. But not everybody does that. So I was just curious. Does that get on y'all's nerves if I send you reels? They said show it if you want, I will then. Come on, answer over there, guys.
Well, share it, homie. Are you gonna pull it up and share your screen, or
I was just going to show it from here off my phone.
he's got a kind of a Jack Sparrow look too?
Yeah. But he's got
Yeah,
those
yeah.
he's got those elongated nostrils like Dave Grohl does. So I'm talking about how they're not round
Yeah.
or elongated.
Yeah,
And his eye set kind of looks like Dave Grohl too. But,
got a good beard.
Yeah, he looks like a guy that would punch you in the ear at a Slayer concert.
Hell yeah, my dog.
The only time I've ever seen anybody stabbed was at a Def Leppard concert when I was 16 years old. It was general admission. We got there early and literally walked right up front stage center, right up to the fence. And Hockey Fight fucked the nose. I bet. And so we got to stand front stage for Tesla. Then when Def Leppard came out, people started piling onto the floor. When we left, I had the grid work for that metal fencing in my stomach. I was pressed against it so hard. But right beside me was this dude that made me feel small, dude. He was probably 6'8", well over 300 pounds, this big dude. And I remember he stood there with his hands on the rail. And he, Pocket I love reels. I was just wanting to make sure I wasn't annoying people with them. I don't send them to everybody, but I didn't know if that was something annoying that old people do. So I wanted to make sure. But anyway, he was standing there holding on to the rail, and dude never said a word. He never bobbed his head. He was just like a statue. And after a little while, he like moved away from me, moved down some, and like rooted these people out of their position. So now all they could see is his back. And I remember the guy behind him like pushing on him and screaming at him. Dude never turned around, never reacted. Finally, the guy behind him took a damn slip joint pocket knife out of his pocket, opened it, and stabbed it into the dude's shoulder. Never fucking reacted. Never turned around, nothing. Like it never happened. And that dude just walked off. Him and his girlfriend. I thought that's probably smart. You just stabbed that dude with a pocket knife, and he didn't even turn around and look at you. That's probably a fight you're not going to win.
Yeah, walk away.
Mm-hmm. It's good seeing you, Demon Op. If you got to get to bed, I understand. We ain't going to be much longer. I went 3.5 hours already, John.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Pocket Metal's had some pretty good reels, too. Yeah, I love the reels, Maddie. Maddie sends me some reels here and there. Anytime I find a cool off-road reel, I have to send it to Cletus. But my daughter told me that was annoying when people send you reels, so I didn't know.
Which daughter?
Katie, the 18-year-old.
Well, I mean,
when it just graduated. She walked across the room.
Consider the source, dude. That everything annoys 18-year-olds.
Right. I want to show y'all a picture and see if y'all can pick out my daughter.
What the fuck? Oh, it's a bunch of top of heads, dude.
But there's one that's completely different than all the rest. You see it already? Just say it.
I don't see it.
The one with the green hair?
I don't even. Oh, well, I see it now.
Yeah.
No, you said something.
You walked across graduation stage with green hair and combat boots on.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nah, I was proud. Gerbs, I did get your email, by the way. I haven't opened it yet, but I got it. Mass Fashion. Are you really asking me that, Mass Fashion? If anything's off limits? Yeah, he stabbed him with, I know it was a slip joint because, I don't know what kind it was, but it was that skinny clip point blade on a slip joint. I literally watched the dude open it and bury it to the frame. And the guy, kind of in his back, but more up here on his shoulder blade. And the dude didn't flinch. Nothing. You gotta drink water, you're right. It wasn't really that kind of concert. Dude was just mad because he'd been standing there for an hour and a half being crushed and that guy just pretty much shoved him out of his spot. If you've ever been to a general admission concert like that, if you're not bigger, stronger, and meaner, you're not going to get your spot back. I mean, there was nowhere else for him to go. And in case you were wondering, if you were fans of that era, Tesla absolutely blew Def Leppard away. Bad as I hate,
100%.
bad as I hate to admit it, dude, Tesla was so good live. And at the time, I'd never heard of Tesla. I hadn't heard anything. And I walked away from there, though, absolutely in love with their love song. That was beautiful. But I was a fan after that.
Yeah, Tesla was good, dude.
Well, you're probably right. I had a buddy of mine get in a fight. I was working security at a gas station. I wasn't like 17 years old. They didn't expect me to manhandle anybody. They had females working there, so they wanted a male in the store, and it probably did. It kept people from stealing as much. But I was standing outside the door, and across the street was another gas station. Saw a buddy of mine come out, and I didn't know exactly how it all went down till I asked him later. But when he came out, I saw him speaking to. Well, first of all, there was these three guys surrounding this other dude. My buddy walks out in the middle of them. Next thing I know, they start throwing hands. And when the fight was over, he'd been stabbed like 6 times. Had no idea. Never felt it. He said he just thought the guy was punching him. Tina, I'm not saying you can't stab something with a slip joint, but if you've ever messed with a sidewall of a tire, and I'm sure you have, you know what the odds of that knife folding shut instead of penetrating it is. I mean, would you walk around stabbing the sidewall of a radial tire with slip joints? I'm sure you would. Sure, you've probably never been in a position where you needed to. But yeah, if we had trucks go out 2 or 3 times and tell us that they ran out and got in the car or stopped them, I just drive by there in my personal truck, stab all 4 tires so they couldn't leave in it. A lot of them don't want it after that because, like I said, they can't afford to buy tires. Yeah. See, Pam, I believe you. I don't want to know either way. I don't want either one of them to happen to me. Sure, and yeah, I have. So you've stabbed the sidewall of a tire with a slip joint? You're braver than I am.
I'd stab Marty with a slip joint.
Yeah. It go
Codpiece.
Let's hope you're past the statute of limitations. Flipped a Hummer over. That's pretty heavy, Cletus. Be flipping over a Hummer. We once tore apart a Geo Metro with our hands. Me and 2 other guys. We took it to the scrapyard and they wouldn't take it. Said we either had to have the title or it had to be totaled. So we drove around a block to a parking lot and totaled it and took it back. We ripped the doors off the hinges, everything with our bare hands. Pressed the roof in. John, you can relate to this. He's talking about they flatten the tires. Oh, wrap chains under. Yeah, we we were on field exercise, dude. Had a 1.5 deuce, and they were showing us how to rig it for ambushes. And this is why nobody walks beside a 1.5 deuce when you're going in formation. But they put 2 claymores on each side of the 1.5 deuce, like one at the front of the bed, one at the back of the bed. Supposedly had them all wired into series, so one click would set off all 4 claymores. But something went wrong when they wired it, and only one side went off. And when those 2 claymores fired, keep in mind it's just 2 little pieces of C4 this big. But when they went off, it flipped that 1.5 deuce over on its side. I'm glad that I didn't have nothing to do with that because I'm sure somebody got their ass chewed.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Claymore's a
Yep.
nasty,
Yeah.
nasty tool, dude. People don't realize. You see them on movies. First of all, they don't set themselves off.
No.
You have to double click it to go off.
Yeah.
But you're talking about a kill radius of 50 feet, 50 yards wide and 100 yards deep. Anything within 50 yards wide and 100 yards deep, but they're not. You don't actually set them up to kill. That's why you put them on the ground. It literally just blows the bottom half of their legs off. So, because an injured soldier is better than a dead soldier.
Yeah, because an injured soldier takes out 2 soldiers,
right?
At least.
Yeah. Claymore's nasty. They never get it right in Hollywood. You know, they go out. There's people 20 feet out in front of it, but they're not in the blast radius, so it don't hurt them. You don't realize all it is a piece of C4 with ball bearings embedded in it, facing the enemy. So you're talking about hundreds of them, just it's like a 4-inch round shotgun going off.
Yeah,
but it spreads 50 yards wide, lethal out to 100 yards away. Piss you off, you crazy motherfucker. You crazy door fucker. You don't know that deal either. Tina Turner's got a door fetish. He fucks doors.
Oh yeah, he does. Well, I thought the doors fucked him.
They do.
They do.
Yeah.
Like Jim Morrison, right?
No, like the doors you walk.
The whole not so the whole band.
No, like doors, like doorknobs, like doors in your house.
The doorknob. Oh, okay.
Kind of doors fuck Patina.
Okay, I thought. Okay, I got you. That's cool.
It's a good reason to remind y'all: wash your hands after opening and closing the door.
And especially if there's corn stuck on
it. Yeah. But you're right. But they always
love you too, Cletus. You my dog.
Don't you start. See, you misspelling don't too. Look at you. But Budgie Guy, you're right. They would be devastating. But like I said, you're more interested in injuring people so that more people have to help them.
Matty, your butt turns into a claymore after eating fucking cubed ice.
Yeah. And there's a much safer way to get back at people than flattening their tires, and it costs them a lot more money. It's a lot safer on your end. But I know this guy that's got a buddy named Meathead, and Meathead used to paint cars. He painted a couple of cars for this guy who was a pharmacist, had plenty of money, told the guy what it was going to cost, told him $750 per car, which is dirt cheap to get a car painted, dude. Well, then when the guy picks his cars up, he claims that Meathead only told him $750 for both. And he was like, you're stupid. You know good well I can't paint 2 cars. But anyway, the guy wouldn't pay him. So this buddy of Meathead's, I ain't going to say his name.
Shane.
Because he knew this guy was a pharmacist and what grocery store he ran a pharmacy at, went to Advanced Auto Parts and bought a can of Arrow paint stripper. And allegedly, this guy just parked beside his car and walked around it holding the nozzle. And by the time the guy got off work, the paint from about the door handles down was just hanging in sheets off of the car. That's how you get somebody back.
You know what's cool is we've got a friend named Meathead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Meathead's going to be at Bladeshow.
That's pretty coincidental. I
don't remember the guy's name, but him and Meathead were pretty tight.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's neat.
You know what's weird is I never told Meathead I did that. I never told Meathead. Damn it. Meathead doesn't know that guy did that for him. But, dude, I couldn't sleep at night. I was so
fucked
mad.
That all up.
I did. I was so mad that dude fucked my buddy over, man. I just couldn't take it. Yeah, brake fluid to do it too, but it takes a little longer.
I'm looking forward as fuck to meeting Meathead.
Yeah, he's supposed to come by Saturday.
Well, you definitely, dude. Everybody whose number, contact information you got, you need to send out messages and let us know when Meathead's there.
Yeah. That same guy.
The guy that's friends with Meathead?
Yeah. Once worked at a parts store. It's a very long story, but guys, I've done things at work that I deserve to be fired for. I don't try to defend those, but this thing had nothing to do with me.
Because you weren't friends
I
with
was
Meathead.
legit set up. And this had nothing to do with me yet. And I lost a good job because of it. And so a few days later, that guy, damn it, I said I again. That guy lost his job because of it. So a few days later, that guy went to that part store's competitor and bought a stick of Miracle Weld and went by that night and packed Miracle Weld into the door locks of all the doors of the You want to talk about creating a fucking nightmare, dude? Because you can't get in, you can't open the doors. You know, it's all. I've heard super glue works, but and come to find out, those particular doors that company bought, the lock sets were built into the frame, so they couldn't. When they drilled them, they had to replace the whole doors. You know those glass double doors you walk in.
Yeah.
At certain part stores, yeah, they'd replace the whole damn thing.
Bologna's tough on paint too.
Is it really?
Yeah, if you stick a slice, it just fades it though. So like you go to a car and stick slices of bologna on it, and then when they take it off, it's gonna leave like really light circles in their paint.
Yeah, pocket that's pretty much the same stuff Pocket Mills JB Weld, but it's the stick kind that you knead it together between your fingers. I didn't want to have to be stirring it together and all that. This stuff you just knead together and you
just want to be quick.
The lock hole. Yeah, that works on cars, homes, businesses. Anybody who's done you wrong, you can JB Weld their locks, and it's a fucking nightmare. Yeah. Joe, I'm well past the statute of limitations on that anyway, so I don't care. But yeah, I'm sure you all know that was me. It's way too late to tell this story, and there's only 45 people in here, so I'm going to wait. But I have told you about the manager that pissed me off, and me and another coworker sitting in his office on his off day, hadn't I?
No, you haven't.
Okay. So remind me. I'll tell it on here.
You're going to.
One of my favorites. But I don't want to tell it this late with this few people. We're almost at 4 hours. Yeah, that's a good one. Just remind me to tell you the vengeance story.
We'll label it vengeance story, and next week everybody hashtag vengeance story in the chat, and he'll tell it.
I'm a very vengeful motherfucker. That's why all my favorite movies, all of them, revolve around vengeance.
So you're saying you're petty?
I am. What? It's just, when somebody crosses me and legit does me wrong, whatever, takes food off my kid's table.
Yeah.
I can't sleep at night, man. I'll lay awake all night long thinking of ways to get them back, but I don't do it. I learned a long time ago after spending a few days in Ventura County Jail that you don't do it face to face. Yeah. It's even better, especially when you can get them and them never know it. Like that part store knew it. They spent a couple of grand and was closed for a couple of days trying to get their building fixed. But this guy to this day has no idea that I got him, and I got him fucking good. What was weird was that literally everybody else in the company knew it. Even our division manager knew it. He had me tell him the story. He's sitting there laughing his ass off that I did this to one of his managers, but he hated the guy too.
Yeah, that's the best kind. The best vengeance is the one that they don't know you got them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, literally, there's people to this day that can't look that guy in the eye without laughing at him because they know what happened to him and he has no clue. Yeah. Vengeance story and hot dog flavor over water. Cheeto, I'm sure we did it again, didn't we?
Yep, we did. Get it.
Dude, I'm sure if you've been around here long enough, you know that the day that chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavor water dropped, I was at the mall an hour early in a pair of
Jinkos.
In a pair of polo blue jeans that were about 8 sizes too big, a white line fitter, and a red New York Yankees hat, because I was going to be the first motherfucker to buy that CD in this county, and I was. What I didn't know was I didn't need to be there early. Nobody else should have.
Nobody else wanted that shit.
I'm the only guy at the mall in the music store at 9 a.m. buying a Limp Bizkit CD. But
did you have a mullet then?
No, I had hair.
Damn.
But I didn't have a mullet. We weren't allowed to have long hair, but I did have these blonde bangs.
Did you have like a little Justin Bieber thing going on?
Not quite that bad. Fred Durst was my hero, dude. I loved the Attitude Era of everything. I mean, dude, it was just all that shit was written for the blue collar guy. They were saying shit. They were saying the shit that you wanted to be able to say, but you'd lose your job over. Going live after Edgy, plus Insomniacs, you get it, Javon. I'm about done. It won't be long. I'll come hang out and listen before I fall asleep. Whew. Are you off work tomorrow, Javon? Did you take? I don't think you took quite as much time off as Stevie did you?
I think he's taking the whole next Tuesday through Tuesday off.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, that's right. A lot of people are off tomorrow because of the holiday.
Yeah, tomorrow's Memorial Day, and look at there. He gave you some money.
That's why I know it.
That's what you know it. You know it.
Well, I just read the message.
Well, read it again.
I did fail to mention that he gave me some money though, but I do appreciate it. I'm gonna text those Stevie and see what he thought of that movie. Never know about Stevie. He might text me right back. He might not.
He might.
It's more reliable than calling Maddie, though.
Well, Marty's an asshole.
Let me tell you what, Matt. You can ask Maddie. You can text Maddie and say, hey, call me. Maddie would rather have to walk over to his computer, turn it on, log in to StreamYard, and have a StreamYard conversation with you backstage than to answer the fucking telephone.
Oh, I mean, what do you expect, dude?
Yeah. Talking Metal, I did say Limp Bizkit. I know I catch a lot of hate for it, but I loved it at the time. It was just the right music at the right time for my age and where I was at in life. I spent the previous several years under the man's thumb, so I thoroughly enjoyed it. Born too late to own property, born too soon to be a TikTok star, and born just in time to do it all for the nookie. You're absolutely right. What kills me is most people I know say that they hated Limp Bizkit, even though they really didn't. They listen to that shit. But I think just about everybody can appreciate break stuff. If you can't listen to break stuff and your heart rate get up a little bit and it make you want to do either dirty or illegal things, something's wrong with you.
Dude, Limp Bizkit is like Creed and Nickelback.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. No, they're all memes. You love them, but you hate them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we've all sang, look at this photograph.
Yeah.
At least once.
And that shit on Joey's head and fucking, yeah.
Yeah, we've all power fisted to One by Creed.
Yep.
Now we want to act like we didn't listen to it.
Yeah, we hate them. They suck.
Yeah. I hear that. Everybody's like, the only thing good about Limp Bizkit was West Borland, but I just like I said, at that age, it was perfect music to me.
But whoa. Dopey didn't say the only thing good.
He said the best.
He said the best part, and West Borland was 100% the best part of a Limp Bizkit.
Oh yeah, I guess he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there. They're still huge, just not here.
No.
Dude, they're selling out stadiums.
Dude, have you seen the videos where he looks like he's dressed up in the Sabotage video with the freaking looks like a gym coach? What the fuck?
I don't know. He's Fred Durst, dude.
He looks like he's a PE teacher.
I know. He just does whatever the fuck he wants.
He don't give a damn.
Hangs out at the Playboy Mansion.
Dude, he's producing movies and other musicians. He's doing big things somehow.
I watched the interview with a bunch of playmates that were living at the mansion. And when they were asked what the best part of living at the Playboy Mansion was, they all agreed the best part of living at the Playboy Mansion was Fred Durst and Stephen Dorff. All of them claimed that Fred Durst and Stephen Dorff were fucking the best sex they've ever had in their entire life. You remember who Stephen Dorff was, the actor?
Nope.
He was in one of the Blade movies. He never made it really big, but he was one of the bad guys in one of the Blade movies. But they all claim, that they've had lots of sex, and nobody was even close to Fred Durst and Stephen Dorff. None of them could answer which one was better. Yeah.
Well, I'm about to damn Google it.
What, Stephen Dorff?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll recognize.
No. Which one is better? That's.
Oh, I don't know if Google will answer you which one was better in bed. Yeah. Well, Ed, I was a little different. I was about 24 when I got into Limp Bizkit, but I loved it.
Because I think I remember. Oh yeah.
But I still to this
He
day.
was a little. Stephen Dorff's a little asshole. Yeah, he's a little asshole bad guy.
Yeah. That's him.
Basically, the actor version of Fred Durst.
Yeah. If you're ever curious about my taste in music, and I firmly believe that License to Ill was the greatest album ever recorded. Kind of both pocket metal. I mean, you know, on the right day, in the right mood. But I wasn't saying that because I want to have sex with them. I'm just saying they're fucking legends.
You want to be like them, not be with them.
Well, I used to, yeah. He kind of looks like the Boondock Saints. Stephen Dorff
does.
Look like God damn it, I forgot his name.
The guy from Walking Dead that played fucking
this one.
Oh,
he's actually got an Irish name.
Yeah,
but it's not a very manly name. I can't remember what it is now. He's like all he does now is like Lifetime movies.
Is it?
It's kind of disappointing.
Patrick? No.
Sean Patrick Flannery.
Sean Patrick Flannery.
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking it was a female name. My bad. Yeah, Sean Patrick Flannery. He's big on Lifetime now.
Oh, dude. So, do you remember the Judgment Night soundtrack from the movie Judgment Night? It had all the different songs, like the rap rock blend.
Mm-mm.
You don't remember that, dude? Oh,
I don't know that I've seen Judgment Night.
Well,
you remember
great movie.
Do you remember the Punk Goes Crunk or Crunk Goes Punk?
Yeah.
Mixes. Those were awesome, dude. I love that. All those punk bands were redoing like Britney Spears songs, and yeah.
Well, if you you need to go. If I don't know if you have Spotify, you probably find it on YouTube. Check out the Judgment Night soundtrack.
When I get done here, I'll check it out because I'm fixing to go. We're almost 4 hours. I'm tired.
Where are you going?
To bed. What time is it? 1 o'clock in the morning.
Fucking sissy.
I know. I'm old, dude. I'm 52.
I know. Look at your bald head.
Yeah. My damn crow's feet, my squinting eyes, my droopy balls. Oh, y'all can't see those, can you?
No.
I can make that happen for the right.
No, you can't.
I was going to say for the right super chat. Punk Goes Pop. You're right, Patina. That shit was good, too.
Yeah, it's still going on.
When I was in the gym heavy, I got in pretty good shape. That was my whole playlist for the gym was all Punk Goes Pop shit. That one Avril Lavigne song somebody covered was really good. Anyway. All right, guys. We're rambling at this point.
Yeah, we are.
You guys know I appreciate any amount of time y'all spend with me. I love you guys. Y'all know how much y'all mean to me. I'm really looking forward to seeing the majority of you or ever how many of y'all make it to Atlanta. John, what you got?
I love all y'all. Y'all are rad as fuck. You're weirdos, and we love you. But get out there and eat your asses off. Do something nice for somebody. And all y'all that are going, we'll definitely see you at Bladeshow.
That's for you, Dopey. Love y'all. Say it, John.
It's going to take them a minute.